file. I won't wait for you, cause you keep telling lies. I keep going high, she keeps going low. At the end of the day, she's gone. But you don't wait for me, cause I keep breathing fire. And you keep telling lies.
Hello, chatto! It's Tuesday, and coming up today on Outcasts to Icons, we finally made it to the promised land of the Champions League. The only difference is we have no money to build a squad with which to sustain ourselves while we're there, so somebody will probably have to leave for some quite large money today. Who that'll be, we'll spin a roulette wheel and find out if it's Abdullah Nagalo, which hopefully it won't be. In other news, all the players that we want to sign won't talk to us, so we're going to have to do a lot of searching today. Natty Caps, all that and more coming up today on enquiries. Yeah. It's fine. It was your ears that messed up at the end. It wasn't my voice. No. And that, interestingly, is the name of the first player we will be signing today. It literally is. That's a great point. It's the lag season. It's the, you've just got Champions League, but you don't have the money to do anything with it yet. Gibberish, do you speak it? If Ollie had signed, he'd have. That's a good point, actually. We'd have at least known more about him. Let me turn that down a little bit. It's burning my ear rolls. How's it going, chat? I shaved. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So, I got a new jumper and I shaved. These are my updated news for you, my friends. And a delicious white chocolate latte. What more does a man need in the morning, honestly? I can't think of a thing. This is... Shaved my chest. I did. I got rid of both of the hairs that were on it. Won't have to worry about that anymore. Don't you worry. Like, I'm a hirsute man, as I'm sure you're aware, but just not of the chestal region. There's just nothing going on here. It is absolutely nothing. A full English latte. Yep. I'm going to dip my sausage in it in a minute. Thank you, Valide. Yes, I've decided to go back to the moustache for a little bit, just to see how it looks. I haven't really had the moustache by itself, well, nearly by itself, since I lost a load of weight. So I thought I'd try it out for a little bit to see how it looks. And you know what? I'm a fan. Use your sausage like a breakwater. Amazing. Shake it like a Polaroid camera and use your sausage like a breakwater. The next Outcast song. Looks like a moustache. I mean, that's the hope. Do you know what? McKinn said that to me on Saturday. He was just like, Matt, I've got to say, your hair is magnificent. How old are you? And I was like, 35. You'll have to see it. It's the only thing I've got, right? You got to have something. I didn't get any other genetic gifts. I got, well, does hypermobility count? Probably not. It's not much of a gift most of the time. It's the reason I have to flingo when I stand up on stream. A beautiful 80s photo. Do you know what, right? What would you say about my outfit right now that could make it look more 80s? Bear in mind, you can only see me from the torso up. If I was to pan the camera down, what would you say would make me look even more 80s? I'm just genuinely curious. What, headband on my legs? ADHD and a hair to die for, in it. A tutu, maybe. Really short shorts, maybe, yeah. It's not quite that. A full bush? Longest jumper in the world again. That's right. I'm wearing cream-coloured jeans. Because of course I am. Naturally. Neon socks, nah, sadly just gone for white today. Ew. Keep your penis out my face. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Ah, dear. Yeah, there's no way to do it fast. How's the game? Fantastic. Genuinely so much fun, James. Just get this man a time machine. A BG, maybe. Honestly, maybe. Like, I'm staying alive for now. Unlike the Bee Gees, unfortunately, but love the Bee Gees. Saw the Bee Gees at Wembley Stadium once. They were absolutely unbelievable. Obviously, it's the Bee Gees. They're goats. Some of the greatest songwriters of all time. I genuinely love the Bee Gees. They're brilliant. Love your assist. I know. Which particular one are you talking about? Are you talking about the header? Or the header that fell to their feet? Or are you talking about the one that then got chipped over Proudy? You're going to have to be more specific, Steve. Jesus. Besides, as we found out yesterday, and you were in stream because I was in chat with you, we were robbed. Turns out It was all a ruse and we were in fact robbed. Gone full Crockett. Yeah, all I need is a white blazer with the sleeves rolled up a little bit. Ah, dear. Right, off that. Made a brilliant tackle on him. Yeah, I just completely got deer in headlights because I was facing the wrong way and the ball was just kicked towards me. And my brain went, do I take a touch and knock it back to him? Or do I just try and let it roll through my legs? And then I ended up sort of just hitting one of my legs. So that was good. Yes. So it turns out they had like 12 players for like the last 25 minutes of the game. I thought it was like a couple of minutes because when we noticed it, Kev sent me and D-Boy on, so we'd have 13 just for the memes. But that was in stoppage time. And I thought maybe they'd had him for 5 minutes. Turns out it was like 25 minutes that they had 12 players. And that was when like 3 of the goals came. So that's fun. At the end of the day, who cares? Because it's just a bit of fun. But it was just kind of funny that happened. I think what happened is basically their Superman guy took the Superman thing off but didn't actually leave the pitch, basically. I assume that's what happened. But it was still funny watching Callum just go through the motions on it on yesterday's stream. Particularly the amount of times that he watched his overhead kick. I say overhead, his bicycle kick, shall we say. So yes, the away kit. You might notice something about the away kit. As usual, I logged in this morning, went, right, I've got a DM from Passpro, that can only mean one thing. It's new kits for the new season. Dropped them in, thought, okay, they look kind of similar, going through them. And then I saw it in the middle. Hadrian's going to love that. Amazing. Starts on minutes. Minutes. Well, they're essentially the same. I mean, sorry, they're not the same thing, are they? Because obviously a start, you could take them off immediately. But minutes is what matters, so playing time. Although, that is an interesting point, because the game seems to care more about, like, starting games when it comes to things. So I wonder how development would go if you started a player and took them off immediately versus playing them the full 90 minutes. That's an interesting question, honestly, J-Week. Like, you'd think it would be minutes, and it should be. But maybe it's not, right? Hello, Daz. Premier League finally starting this coming weekend. Yeah, I mean, at least you got back into it a little bit. I think by the time I'd finished stream, they were already 2 down, but I did see the 3rd goal. Chris Wood's quite good, isn't he? He's quite a good footballer, and naturally Forest have gone and signed like another 90 odd million pounds worth of players, once again proving to Fulham that strikers do exist. Crazy, who knew? Yeah, they all are. And unfortunately, you'll also notice here, I mean, this isn't really a big issue, but this is also a thing that's now happened. So if you recall last stream, Nagalo hit us with the I want to go to a squad to play with better players, right? So naturally, and you also notice I'm nearly in July. I decided to go a bit further this time because nothing major actually happened and we had no one joining us. So I figured we'd get a bit further in so we could start with like freebies, Natty Caps, all that kind of fun stuff, whilst also making a bit more progress through the summer this time. But yeah, so then Shazzy did the same thing, and then Tristan did the same thing. So I basically hit them with the exact same rule, which is I would sell them for a reasonable bid. Nagalo's is 82 million, which is a little bit low if you ask me, because Fulham have already put down 50. Shazley's is 117 million, and I believe Tristan's is 129 million pounds. So it doesn't mean I have to sell them if they bid those amounts. It just means they'll kick off if they do. But it gives us a nice big ceiling, and it stops them from kicking off about it for a little while, basically. So we should be okay for the time being. And it kind of establishes really high fees for them, basically. Only football, exactly. The sweet release of death. Do you mean the championship? Is that what you mean there? Our revenue from transfers? Non-existent. We have £3 million in budget, and that excludes any kind of wage budget worth it at those prices. It's really not. Like, if someone gave me 150 for Nagalo, I'd be tempted. Tristan, no chance. Barnett, same player. Shazley, again, no chance, unless they're offering 200 odd million pounds. I think my stopping point for someone like Nagalo would be around the 150 million pounds mark, potentially. Because at that point, I feel like I'd have enough money to actually not sign a replacement. That's not going to happen. But I'd be able to sign a few guys that could at least develop into that. And the other thing about this is, Nagalo has an obvious pair of successors, which is crucial. Because we've got Rejic, and we also have Karapici coming through, who will actually be able to register this time around, which is good. Happy for 96 minutes. You'd love to see it. Which is delightful. So yeah, last season we came 3rd in the end. Let me just give you a little recap here. It was touch and go for a little bit. We were 7 points clear of 5th place at one point, and in the end it got really squiffy. Lons actually got all the way up into 3rd at one stage and then fell away. We luckily managed to beat Monaco, won our last 4 games of the season. Have nobody. Yeah, unfortunately I sold the entire squad, Hayden, just to spite you. Remember, all okay is the main thing, right? But yeah, third place, 76 goals scored, a lot more conceded than everyone around us. But when you score a load more than everyone around you, it kind of works out fine. Also, Lille won the title again, which is amazing. I don't think they deserved to win the title. Google my Muniz is just the best. He just needs to hurry up and sign that new contract now. Oh, that's this season. Shit, I can't actually show you the... I'll have to go back and... That's annoying, actually. I should have made a screenshot of that. Well, yeah, we weren't that far. I mean, we were kind of far off the title, but at one stage we were firmly in it. Like, how much far off? Yeah, we're only 7 points off the top, to be fair. So, as for interest in our players, we can use that screen I found last summer. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to do this, the lookup due to my inability to speak English. I'm really having to concentrate to type these letters out. Sadly, no Ilkan Kamanjamong. But totally sounds like a name that you would... He's giving, like, youth player at Feyenoord. Don't know why. And that's a song request. That is the same player. Funny names in the Viz under-19 team in Spain. Viz. How do I get to them specifically? Because Viz is too short for me to actually, like, find the team. Is there a longer name for them? Or do I just type in Viz under-19 like that? I'm not sure. Because it's Vispasara, but that's Italy, isn't it? Jono! Thank you for the 20 months, friend. How are you on this fine Tuesday morning that's actually a little bit cooler for once? Hello, Pog. Choose direction. Yeah, it's because was that the one in our penalty area where I caught the Jack Grealish looking dude? Because basically I got the ball and cleared it, but in my follow through I caught him with the side of my foot on his thigh, and I was just like, that's gonna sting. So I wanted to make sure he was okay. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody. Yeah, I'm not sure how actually. What I'll do is I'll leave that in there for the time being, and then if you can figure out a way for me to actually find this team, then I'll 100% have a little gander at those guys right now. So what I was about to do is show you that lovely menu, what shows us who's actually interested in our players. So if I change this to, which weirdly it's reset itself, because of course it has, it is, where is it now? Available jobs, medical preparation? No, that's not it. Targets, promises, player stats, pending transfers. Oh no, it's literally is here. I'm an idiot. It's that. There we go. So yes, there is interest in all of these guys. Let me move to the left for a minute. Yeah, but you know, that's Tony, isn't it? It's maybe think of what it is that a player go there. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how to get to that team. Basically, I don't know what even league they play in. So these are the players that currently have interest. Now, a lot of these will obviously be loans, because all of our loanees have come back because of the way that loans work, unfortunately, unless you're doing Building a Nation. So Cariello wanted end of contract, so that's fine. Chehu, loan. Makary, end of contract, presumably. Ualabi? That's annoying. Yeah, if Ualabi, if you could get any interest in Ualabi that isn't, like, I like him, but he's not going to get any game time realistically for us this season, is he? He's also got quite a lot of cons that I'm not sure if they're ever going to improve that much. With an Viz. Okay. We will circle back. Nice was charming. Yeah, that's the thing. Tony could insult you like that and you'd never even know it, because he'd do it in such a biting and vocabularically brilliant way that you wouldn't even realise first. It would be like a slow burn insult. So obviously Nagalo is wanted by City and Newcastle now. That's interesting. Fulham were actually one of the teams that put the bid on the table initially. Evans, that's end of contract as well. Oscar, that's loans. Burdick will be a loan as well. DeAngelis, I don't know who that is, end of contract. Manca, they're all loans again. Tobia, all of these Italian names will all be loans, I suspect. Signorini, Zanotti, Altorivia. I like Altorivia. That's the Lebanese guy we've got. Mahwa Atwi, transfer. Not worth anything. Cool nationality combination. I hate the fact that the menu kind of folds in on itself again. Then there's Bodmer, Lombardo, players we've never really heard of. So at the moment, the only player that's like got any kind of interest in him that I still don't want to sell him, of course, because he is like,
I'm the Pope.
He's not replaceable, and we need to be able to be competitive next year. The fact that he would fit in, then again, City aren't as good as they used to be, but still, the fact that he would fit into their starting 11 tells you about the reasons that we wouldn't be able to replace him right there. Now, if they offered me 150 million, maybe we'd have to talk. But right now, at that kind of valuation, with this kind of attributes, he still absolutely smashed ass last season. Like, he got basically the same amount of goals and assists in the league, but in 5 less games. Then he also added what did he do in Europe? 3 goals and an assist in Europe as well. He's just too good. At least for this season. Because I don't think Rezic is ready yet, and Karapici is certainly not ready yet, but I think Karapici could be really good as well. Bartini Mangini, great name, thank you for the follow. What about Aopsport? Is he really? So that's where that is right now, which is not amazing. It's like a valid question. It's a term of endearment. Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully more things will change as we go along. You've transgressed. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. One sec. Exactly. One EPL game a week. The game this week, Villa Newcastle Field. Oh wow, yes. I only caught like the last 20 minutes of that game in the bar in Slough, and it was didn't look like a pretty affair. Apparently, it was quite good in the early stages of that game. Fun. Oh mate, honestly, Stephen, it was so much fun. It was just a really nice day. Like, got to play football, got to see some people that I hadn't seen. Well, I'd seen. When was the last time I'd seen any of them actually? It's been a while, really. And then met some new people that I'd never met before, which was awesome. It's just the ultimate. I love days like that, basically. I must admit, it absolutely ruined my social battery, and I didn't realise it until yesterday. When I woke up and my brain went, no, I don't think I will do anything you wanted to do today. Not even a little bit. You're going to do fucking nothing today because your brain is not going to let you do shit. And I went, oh, I see. And this is something I'm kind of coming used to, the idea of like having to be like super social and super like on. I find really difficult for extended periods of time, and then my brain takes forever to recover from it. And I've not really understood that about myself until recently. FPL, I'm all right actually FPL-wise. I think I'm like 50th in our league, and in the Creators League, I think I'm 14th out of 30, so I'm like mid-table basically, which is where I'd expect to be. Do need to sort out a few things for next week, but right now, I'm all right. So, pardon me. You might also be wondering why I'm scouting Nice under-19s and Nice second side. And I'll tell you for why, because it's funny as all hell. Let me see if I can find the news article. I might just type in Nice, actually. I got this basically through. Just a few days earlier. Mrs. is pregnant. No way! Oh, Andy, that's so awesome, man. Congratulations. Chat, can we get some... Ooh, we need a new one. Just genuine congratulations, honestly. That's so nice, man. Or even... Nice. The perfect segue has never been done, but turns out it has, and it's just then. That's so cool to hear, man. Congratulations. Like, yeah, just genuine congratulations, man. I was like, do I say something funny? There's no need. It's just H-H-H-H-P-P-P-P-P. Damn straight. That would be strange. Yeah, so Nice have currently got £200 million of debt and are in administration. So that's fun. Let's see if it actually is that. Yes, it is. £193 million, which would explain that they fell off so hard that they've disappeared behind my ass from being a pretty much nailed-on Champions League side, roughly, for about 16, 17 years. And then they just dropped out went from that to being 14th to being 15th, and this year surely they've got to be one of the favourites to be relegated. I know it says 9th place. Their entire squad is basically going to get fire sold. As you can see in here, this is the reason I scouted their squads. Unfortunately, there wasn't really anyone I liked the look of. There was one guy actually, but I think he already had a bid on him, and that was this striker, 22-year-old Iranian called Abdelaziz Al Ubtabi, just because he's quite a good footballer. But yeah, like, doesn't really help us, and the wage demands were obscene, unfortunately. I thought maybe we could go for some of their younger players, perhaps, but there is one guy, actually, I think he was in either their second side, or was he... Degire is a goalkeeper, but there was a guy in the under-19s I quite like the look of. I think his name was... I don't know what the fuck his name was. This guy here. He's only 15, but he is a left-sided player, and I feel like he, if anything, might be a more... reasonable pickup, because they're not going to be able to say no, basically, are they? We can grab him for like a couple of £100,000. I think it's worth a punt, given that his acceleration is really, really good. Decent crossing, good tackling, dribbling's decent. His marking and positioning are bad, but we work on those things, right? Sense of effort to stopping goals in the charity match. What does that even mean? There's an English guy. Hang on one sec. Let's just try and... Well, we'll ask his agent. I haven't actually asked. To be fair, he might not consider us worth signing for. There we go. Yeah. Most willing to part with. Oh, easy. Ruggierian, Nagalo. Not Nagalo. Ruggierian, technically Bauer. But I suppose if we're saying Bauer's no longer part of the starting 11, then it's Ruggieri. He's the one I'd not only be willing to part with, but actively want to part with. But not at a massively reduced fee, because then that would completely defeat the point of selling. So basically, Ruggieri, if we get reasonable money for him, because if we don't, then it defeats the point of selling him. We may as well just keep him and let him go for a free next summer. We can't afford to offer him a new deal, unfortunately, because he wants like 70 grand a week, which he's kind of earned, to be fair. But he's not going to get it here, basically. So let's go and get Muraccioli, or Muraccioli. I know we can approach the sign-in, but we'll end up paying more in compensation than they actually want. Like, if I tried to approach to sign him on a free contract, he would end up costing us like £2 million, probably. Whereas it's much cheaper in these situations to just outright buy them. No way! Oh my god, I've never seen a team be this desperate. Wait a second. Nice are absolutely desperate. They just let me have like their star 15-year-old youth intake player for 30 grand. Lads, you do know in order to get out of trouble, you do actually need money. Okay, I wasn't expecting... All right, let's see who else they can give us for, like, stupidly cheap. Hello, Archer. Be rude not to. What about, this guy? Again. Rude not to, right? Pog just sent me a picture. I'm not sure what of. That is a kind of a nice outfit, Pog, if you can hear me, actually. That's very you. Got the Slovak kid. No, not yet. Still not be able to get that yet. Admin team on FM. No, I genuinely haven't. Born midfielder. Yeah, he's got the... Do you know what? Yes. Fuck it. 120k for him, perhaps? Be rude not to. 105k? Oh, come on now. What are you doing asking for money? Right, let's just see how desperate they actually are. Come on, lads. I probably could have offered them less than that. It's weird that, like, why would they let me have that guy for nothing, basically, but they want money for this guy? Have they gone, hang on a minute, wait, this guy's trying to take the piss a little bit here. What about Frederick Munoz? I'm going to drop like £1 million on the table for Munoz, just to see what they say. Can they sign for us? No, they can't, unfortunately. I haven't tried the Slovakian guy, in fairness, but I did try the Norwegian guy, and he's still saying no. Senesi method. Oh, the Senesi method, sorry. I swear the original message said sensei, and that's where I got confused. Just silly Twitch, or I was misreading it. That's where my brain went. I'm going to offer them £1 million. Oh, a loan move, buddy. I just want to see if they'd accept £1 million. No. Okay, so they're not that stupid, but they are sort of semi-stupid. We've become the bullies. Damn right. Got this guy for £1 million. Let's have a look. Oh my god, do you know what my brain is going? God, if he only had better work rate. But tell you what, he is absolutely goated. Look at the value, man. Mamelodi Sundowns are an absolutely goated club for this type of thing. Such a good team for that. What about the first team guy? He has already got a bid on him, unfortunately, of £7.5 million. So even if they accepted our bid, which they probably wouldn't if they've already got a £7.5 million bid on the table from Stuttgart. What about you? How old are you? Oh, 31. There's an 18-year-old in the squad there as well. Dijon. Left-sider, actually. Quite fun. Hello, Hassan. I'm good, my friend. How are you? Actually, he's already joining Lons. Their squad is getting... Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, how old are you? 33, 32. Let me sort by ability. See if there's any good high CA younger players they've got. He's on loan to them. In Europe. Yes, we are. Champions League, no less. Portuguese Premier League. Oh, hang on. By Viz, do you mean Vizela? Because there's these guys. We played against them a couple of times with Sochaux, which I'm still struggling to get my head around saying again, even though I've been saying it fine just now. Because I looked up a load of pronunciations and they were slightly different to how I've been saying it. Vuvuzela, nice. Europa League, we got to the quarterfinals, but Newcastle battered us. They beat us 5-2 at St James's Park. I played a rotated side because at that point I knew that Champions League was more important, but we nearly beat them in the second leg, which was crazy. Yeah, I'm not convinced there's much else in Nice that we can really do much with, which is fine. Even if we just get that one dude, it's still a good bit of business for us. 30 grand. There's nothing wrong with that. In the base game. Oh, is it really? Okay. So, the reason I stopped us on June 29th is one, so I could make a save point to do the Patreon recap, and also so we could have a look at freebies, and just because loads of things are about to happen, potentially. Right. Yeah, it is weird that they don't have that on them, because I swear we were looking at a club... Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It was the next gen list. We were looking at the next gen list, and all the players that weren't, like, on loan from some massive side were already transferring to some massive side in the summer, and we had no idea of being able to see it, basically. Sorry, for 6 months, nothing sent through. I was about to call him, then boom. Fuck yeah. How's it going so far? Pog, it's... To be fair, we've only just started, and I was just showing off my wonderful mustache and jumper to chat. UEL, quarterfinal. Quarterfinal, out to Newcastle, totally fine, because you'll note that the second we went out, the form picked up again in the league, and I reckon if we'd pressed on and played the full strength side in those games, we'd have probably missed out on the Champions League, because we had to win. We took 13 points from our last 5 league games. Anything short of that, and we'd have certainly been 4th, potentially even down as low as 5th, and that would have cost us dearly. The crucial thing about getting 3rd, though, is we don't have to worry about a playoff round. We just get to go straight into the group stage, which is awesome. Who won the Europes? Good question. Yeah, 4th is a playoff because France, and that will still be the case this year. Liverpool win their 3rd consecutive Champions League. Jesus Christ, which is ironic considering they've won no Premier Leagues in that time scale. Spurs won their 4th in a row in the Prem with 96 points. And also, Napoli... No, somebody signed someone for over £200 million. Against who? I believe... It was Tottenham. So Liverpool win 3 in a row, including one in Istanbul. Against Chelsea, which is great. UCL, we did get UCL, yes. Which is big. Got no money for it, but we did get it. Which is awesome. Now, the squad really got their act together towards the end of the season. We just didn't have the fixture... We had too much fixture congestion, which won't be an issue this year because there's no way we're going to go deep in the Champions League. Or are we? Probably not. So there's that. We've also got Conference League, which was won by Bologna over Leeds United, which is... I swear Bologna have already won one in this save. No, they got to a final in this save. My apologies. Hello, Saz. You finally back? Yeah, the English club's just doing English club things, basically. And then in the Europa League, we had Newcastle win the Europa League over Porto. So that is Newcastle's 3rd Europa League of the save as well. So no new names, as far as I can tell, that needed to be added or anything like that. Hello, youngster. I think it's all the same. Hasn't been a lot of real big changes there lately. Oh, Hazard, that's so kind of you, man. Genuinely. I got to meet someone on Saturday, Nick, who you may know from his Patreon region, who does all the Gibraltarian clubs. And he actually said something really similar, which is even when someone's saying that directly to your face, it's almost like, I'm not used to receiving compliments, especially in person. So that was incredibly, very, very nice. But yeah, thank you to everyone that came over and talked. And it was just such a good time. Hope to do something like that again at some point, which would be dope. 2024, I've got to the Premier after 5 seasons. Nice. I think I got up through the playoffs of the Championship with Pompey as well, actually. I think that's when I signed... What? How? Right. In that case, how did it get that song from that? I guess we'll get to find out. So, I guess our first port of call will be... I mean, you can choose, chat. Do you want to do Natty Caps and those stuff first, or do you want to do freebie scouting? Because we'll do both on the same day regardless, but it's just a question of which order you guys want to see us do it in. Because I'm pumped either way. Because I feel like we haven't done Natty Caps for like 3 years now. I might have accidentally skipped it last year. I don't know why I asked the question. Everybody loves Natty Caps. I love Natty Caps. A strawberry and cream or a chocolate vanilla. Ooh. Oh, hang on. We're talking about Chupa Chups. I'd go for strawberries and cream. I don't like a cream. I think chocolate would be overpowering at that level, right? Okay, Natty Caps it is. Let me just quickly check the scout reports before we move on. Don't think there's anyone... Okay, tell a lie. Who the okay. No, obviously some Nice players in here as well. Lovely. Okay, the Nacional guy. Where I get my drink from? The kitchen. Figured out what's the best method. Okay, cool. So, as for best scouting methods, JJS, I obviously I have several videos about this, which I can definitely direct you to, but I like talking about scouting, especially as we're doing it right now. So if you kind of give me like an overview of where you are in the save, your team, etc., things like that, I can point you in the right direction of where to maybe look for scouting, because it will depend on where you're at in your save. Who's that 4-star guy? This guy here is a striker at Atlas Guadalajara, who is extremely good, but unfortunately he's also extremely Mexican. And by that I mean he's non-EU. And currently we have no space in the squad for a non-EU. However, he is fucking exceptional. But we can't afford to actually sign him even to flip him because we have no money. He's really good though. Other than his jumping reach, he's extraordinary. I definitely want to scout him for sure. Surely he's worth it. Hi, £3.4 million in transfer budget is our current amount of budget. So just to clarify, I really cannot stress this enough. We need to strengthen our left back and left side spots. I'm not going to spend twice our transfer budget on a player we don't need. Like, we do have to be a little bit sensible about our budget this year. If we can sell someone, then we can find that out. But right now, we don't have any time to do that. Luckily, we don't have a lot of players on the scouting list, so he should come around real quick. Jose Claudio is out, right? Yeah, but I want to bring him back. Like, yeah, literally. Bear in mind, it's not even 3.4 million. It's actually less than that because our budget of wages is only 5.7k. And I'd have to put a load of that into scouting in order to even sign any of these guys. So realistically, we're probably working with more like 2.5 for the time being. Like, it will improve because there's no way we're not going to sell somebody. I'd rather not sell someone like Nagalo, but it might come to it potentially. I think the other two is unlikely anyone's going to reach the levels that we need to, you know. It's crazy that he's not been signed yet, which does make me wonder why. Has he got like I suppose, maybe he's got like a horrendous amount of cons, and he has high wages too. Let's ask if he joined us, actually. Might as well at least check that. Wages are actually... Okay, so he's cheaper. 6.4 million. Put it this way. If we make a big sale and get the money together, I'm 100% signing him. At that price and those wages, the value alone on the flip is worth £30 million to us. The issue we've got is that we can't afford... Who's our worst non-EU? It's probably... I don't know, actually. Either way, he's not going to be better than our worst non-EU because he's a striker, which means he wouldn't even play for us. Like, he would... If he was a player that would at least play in our squad, I could make an argument as to whether it was someone else to deregister, but there's no point in deregistering someone to play someone who isn't going to play. That's the issue. Like, even if you retrain him, he's not going to play ahead of Tristan. So at best, he's a backup striker. Although, hypothesis for you, chat. What about this theory? If Nagalo does go, sign him for 6.4 million, bang him on the right. He's got a left foot. He's got the pace. He's got the dribbling ability and the finishing ability. He's kind of just Nagalo again. So if someone did give me 100, you know, close to 100 million for Nagalo, it's quite a good, particularly as there's no one else interested in this guy, which means we basically got free run at him. Now, obviously he's 22, but I think that would be his best role. Obviously his best role is a striker, but since we don't have that to offer him, I wonder if the right bid comes in. What about Rezic and Karabchea? They're not ready yet. That's the issue. That's the reason I don't want to sell Nagalo, because I don't believe that they're ready to be a starter for us. They can't lead the line in that position. Whereas this would give them like another year to cook and play minutes, but not be relied on as the guy, you know? Yeah, I want to see his big matches, so he'll definitely... Let me just prioritize his scouting. But yeah, they definitely... Yes, we've only got like 100 guys on this list, and I'm going to prioritize... him. There we go. Took a minute there. Got there in the end. But I do want to see that information, because if he has like shit big matches, that could be an issue. It might still be worth it, but yeah. Okay. That guy is on loan at Pachuca, presumably because he's already been sold. Yeah, okay, so it looks like... Oh no, weird. 19 jumping reach. Value is insane because he already plays for Leipzig, unfortunately. What about this Molina guy, actually? Just out of interest. Ooh, he's fun. Sadly, nothing to report yet, Hayden. The only thing that I haven't checked is whether Korestes would sign for us. The other guy won't yet. But I don't know what's likely to change. Maybe later in the summer. Problem is, though, then again, 16. He's no way he signs for us, though, right? Nah, too young. Sometimes they will, but I don't think we've quite got the like worldwide clout to be able to do that yet. Occasionally you can. Jesus Fernandez, a little bit older. Good work rate, though. Hey, it could be this figure or 10 times this one. Nutbuster. November, he'll be 18. So maybe we could get him once he turns 18. If Grita Boost doesn't get sold this summer to another European side, if he turns 18, at that point we should be able to sign him for January Maybe. Juan Carlos Herrera. Oh, yeah, it's right on the bottom here. Oh, this is Nice. 19 grand a week. Striker / number 10. Utrecht have got big money bags. Like, while he's cheap, he's pacey, but he's also older than the players that he would be the backup for. So he's going to expect to start for us, which he wouldn't. He's the kind of guy that if you've already got like an established couple of players in those positions that are like older than him, they can make sense, but his wages would be obscene. Not obscene, but like too high for what I think we realistically need to pay. No, this is just our scouting. We haven't even done Natty Caps yet. This is just our most recent scout report. Like, we've just got to be very smart with our money this summer, basically. Until we've got actual money to spend, we can't be investing in players like that, really. Sign to 18 was universal. Fine with it. Yeah, it is really, really odd. Oh, by the way, do you remember the Stepanek guy from last stream that was in the next gen list that City wanted, but he wouldn't sign for us? Feyenoord put a bid in for him, or was it PSV? One of those two put a bid in for him, and I was able to put a bid in of £1 million. They accepted it, but he chose to join them instead, which is annoying, because honestly, I actually thought that he was kind of good. Maybe he didn't have the ceiling. Was it Daniel Stepanek? I think it's this guy. I think he joins them. Yeah, this guy. May not have the ceiling, but I liked what I saw about his like technical attributes. But yeah, he turned us down and went to Feyenoord instead. Sorry, he's going to Young Feyenoord as well, which is always a bit of a kick in the balls when they join the Young version of the other team or something. Yeah, remember, we do have some players joining us in a couple of days. Only 2, but they are worthwhile taking into account. So Al Hassan obviously is already here, so that's good. So we've got him tied down, but we're also getting Nikolic back on a free transfer, so we'll have even more depth should Nagalo leave. Like, he may not have the star ratings, but like, I don't really care. His attributes are extraordinary. His attributes are so well suited for our tactic, and we've already seen what he could do in both the positions that he could play in this. He's the ultimate utility man for such a cheap amount of money, basically. Sneaky high wages on failed prospects that could be freed up by just forcing them out. We don't really have a lot of high wages. Like, one of the things we've done quite well, with the exception of Ruggieri, let me just get this on so we can actually see the team, is that our wage structure... Oh, wait, we don't have wages on that one. One sec. Oh, it's the wrong one. Hang on. This is the one I use to export things so I can look on a different... like, put this into, like, Excel and stuff. This one. There we go. So, yeah, our highest wages are £34,000 a week, which is Kilaza because I gave him a new deal because he wanted one, and I'm fine with that. He deserves it. So you can see that, really... This summer, we don't really want to be putting anybody... The reason Shazzy's value has gone up is because he came to me and said he wanted to leave, and I said I'd let him go for 120 million. So his value went up even more. Good Sugar Boys. Yes. Yes, it did. Spurs guy still available? No, he signed for Oxford United, which I think might tell us all we need to know about that. El Shazly before. We had another guy on the last save called El Shazly, but his name was not God, he's good, isn't he? He is a little bit special. Considering he was the lesser spotted cheap Egyptian, he's so good. Ooh. Deng might be a sale, potentially. Schubert also. If I could get rid of Schubert, that's 21 grand in wages and maybe 10 million off the bank. I like him. And he actually did okay in the couple of games he played because he has got the good stuff here. But I think if I could get money for him, we could replace him with a younger version on much cheaper wages. Because we're always finding good young centre-backs, and I would be very surprised if we don't find a couple more this summer. But yeah, Cariello coming back from his loan at Lokomotiv Sevilla. When is his contract up? This summer. So Cariello's gone no matter what, so that'll save us a bit of cash. Deng, obviously... Deng is worth a fucking fortune. To the point where I'm almost like, I can sort of start to see why. Anyway, let's do Natty Caps and then start progressing so we can actually get under that, because Deng is actually looking tasty. He's developed quite nicely at Salford, even though he wasn't getting any goals, because Salford are crap, unfortunately. Right, let's go do Natty Caps. No, Salford came bottom in the end. The arse fell out of them towards the end of the season, sadly, which is a real shame, because they were outside the relegation zone for a while. Okay, let's Natty Cap first. Compared to other positions, yeah. This is why I'm never worried, really, about finding those elite centre-backs. Guys, speaking of elite centre-backs, you should see the state of Ian Almada. I was just randomly looking at Tenerife. He's their captain and key player. Look at the absolute state of this guy. To think we signed this guy just randomly as a squad filler. And he looked like really good, but he's just... And he's still only 25. 18 tackling. Which he definitely didn't have before. He's definitely grown in his tackling ability. Probably not Millennium, no. It's going to be one of those games. Bad day for the continue pressers, gotta say. He's just obscene. Yeah, he was a guy that we liked the look of, but didn't seem to have any potential. He was just a guy that had decent attributes for the time, which was fine because we needed that. But the way that he's come on, to be fair, he's a little bit like Nagalo. Like when I signed Nagalo, I wasn't expecting amazing things from him. I thought he was kind of maxed out, is what I mean. Jose Martinez, he's just not really... Is he playing for Inter now? Kind of, but not really. No. I'm just curious. Oh. Case there's an opportunity to loan him or something. Like, maybe if he's not going to play again, they might try and loan him out because he's still only 21. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do it now, but later in the window, perhaps. We'll consider him interested in a loan. There you go. Right, so earmark that for the end of the window, maybe. Particularly if we lose the other guy. Jose Martinez on loan from Inter, potentially, like, towards deadline day when the offers will be less. Jalil. Ooh, Jalil. Exactly, and I feel like we need to step in there. Right, let's back to the actual Natty Caps. Let's do this properly. Let me just set it as... Is it amateur view I use for this one? I think it's just that, isn't it? There we go, sick. Right, let me sort by nation. We'll go from there. Should I buy this guy? The answer is almost certainly going to be yes. Oh. Well, I mean, unless you're, like, really strapped for cash, at that kind of price, there's almost no downside to it. Realistically, you'll probably make your money back, if not more anyway. Right. So, couple of Afghan dudes. Keeping an eye out for wanted symbols is going to be crucial here. Because that's going to be a big indicator of, like, whether they're actually any good or not. Loads of amateur guys there from America as well. They've obviously needed them for an international tournament or something. Tor Lawrence is King Manao. Superb name. Guy from them. Big fan of Mystery Maffin. Alright, Mystere. Oh, I love where the emphasis on his name falls as well. Mystere. No, Mystera. Was it Mystera? Mystera? I guess it would be Mystera, wouldn't it? I'm used to seeing the accent over the last E. Either way, that's dope. Myster. Oh, Myster. I see. Bermudan. Jakub Pajic. Okay. Wait, he's not got a club? He has a Bosnia cap, and he was at Dortmund. I mean, that just seems like we just signed him, right? No downside to that. What I might do is actually whack a load of our current budget over onto wages, just so we can at least like meet these requirements. So we can't put the loan promises in, unfortunately. Like if he does find a loan, then great, but we can't afford to promise them because we can't actually guarantee they'll get one in the end. I'm a little bit actually kind of... Is it a real cap? Good question. The fact that he's at Dortmund makes me think that it probably... What? All right, fuck you then. Normally they go, oh, and this is why I don't always redlock things, by the way. Because of that. Like, when you don't do it, you can at least negotiate the other parts around. But then, who was this? Yeah, cap against Romania. Weird. We'll trial him at the very least. Watch him say no to the trial now, because we... His agent, considering he apparently had high patience, didn't seem to. Anyway, we move. Ake. Lorenzo de Koning. That would explain why he's got no club, yeah. Guy's offering like $1 billion a week, and he's like, no, can't be done. Okay, what we got? Nikolai Bailey, Nikolai Cumberbatch. Fulham, as usual, coming up with glorious memes. Loads of Brunei guys, but they're not useful. Cameroonian, but he's at Valencia. Oh, by the way, here's a fun one for you. Abubakar, you remember old Paddy? He won African Player of the Year in League R for scoring 6 goals for Gangomp. Bear in mind, this is a league which contains, I don't know, Abdoulaye Nagalo. And it wasn't like a youth award, it was the African Player of the Year for League R. Why the hell? And his average rating was like 6.79 or something. But they gave it to Paddy fucking Abubakar instead of Abdoulaye Nagalo. Absolute... just... rigged. Why is that a thing? No idea. Why is Romanian Player of the Month for players playing outside of Romania a thing? I have no idea. Right, these guys are all amateurs with no hope. Few Comoran guys. The gang got Mafia. You want to watch out for them. It's a disgrace. Cubans. Cool that he's at Inter Miami. Oh, you're wanted. Hang on, wait. Oh, hello. Julian Leman. Central African Republic. 6 caps at 18. Wanted by sides, albeit in the 3rd tier. But Manager Universe, well, yes. It's part of the fun of playing the game, isn't it? If you don't roleplay the anger as well as the good stuff too, then it's not as fun, is it? I just thought it was an interesting thing to see. How good is CTA really? Not great, but it's the fact that he's wanted whilst playing in a different country is the thing that's intriguing to me. Like, I'm not saying this is going to be a great signing, but also, remember that Ethiopian guy that we found? Honestly, he's probably free. He might just be worth a sign. If they're free and their wages aren't going to be obscene, because they're probably not, with those guys, I'm happy to just sign them. What I will do in the time being, though, is just move our transfer budget over to wages a little bit. That way, we've still got plenty of wages available for us. Belgium and Togo. You'd love to see it. Please tell me it's a Togo club first. Oh, it's Serang! Oh, I literally, you said that in the message. He's probably quite good. Basically. Yeah, and also, if they fall short, they end up in the 2nd team anyway, right? Oh, we've got a Curacao. No, yeah. Dyron Hoy. Where's Dyron from chat? Where were you when we needed you most? But yeah, he's already got 6 caps for Curacao. Obviously, PSV makes him a bit more out of our reach. Okay, here we go. These are why we like Natty Caps. Cypriot. Cyprus is so good for this. Like, sometimes they'll look like this. And sometimes they'll look... Here's me hoping that this guy's actually good as well. Like this. Oh. That was a risk saying that before I actually showed him, but... He's quite good, isn't he? Doesn't have the jumping reach, but I do like the 16 tackling. And he's got the promising tag. 17 years old. 2 caps. Lovely. And aggression and bravery. Love that. Hello, Bucket Bombs. Because of his value, we will have to be careful about... We'll have to, like, scout him first, because he would actually cost us a bit. But he isn't really like a kind of, we're just signing him for the memes type of player. He's actually potentially quite good, which is so cool. He'd have definitely been potentially the kind of guy that we would have found with 20 is plenty as well. I like him a lot. Let me just quickly prioritize him as well as that Mexican chap. But yeah, it does seem to be a weird one that the jumping reach can be a bit fucky, but hey, that's nice. He's a very much of a band signing, yeah. Bath Estate, Estonian at Villa. Oh, Estonian at Villa, which means English youth rating. And his name is Sim Kasik. Oh no, he's actually come from Pidalina Miskon, but that was like a poacher. I assume Villa must have a thing with them. A couple of Fiji guys. Faroese Denmark guy at Silkeborg. See, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have told us about him. Let me tell you. Ramon Archer. That's a very, very common name. I believe there's like several real footballers with that exact name. Fijian in Portugal. Oh, you're right. You are absolutely right. He's in... Oh, my goodness. A Fijian in Portugal that's got 15 caps for Fiji at 18. And he plays for Passos. Came from Bar, yeah. But the fact that a Portuguese side signed him out of Fiji. No agent. No idea what they'd want. Go on. Really? For free? Does make me a little bit concerned. Marmac. Hang on. Marmac. Thank you very much for the follow. Got Le Mans there, but that's a bit more difficult. Micronesia guy. Well, this is the question. Were they just... I reckon one of their scouts was just on holiday there. He's just sunning himself, drinking a pina colada on the beach, and that guy just jogged by looking awfully athletic. Just doing keepy-ups. They went, I'll have you. Here's my Passos de Ferreira card. Thank you. Benchwarmer Gaming, thank you for the follow. No, this is what I mean. This is why I love Natty Caps, because you find stuff like that. Ooh, he's probably swift. Worth a scout. Probably going to be way expensive because Vittorio de Guimaraes, but still. A couple of Frenchmen here. Michael Habbo. Literally. He's just poked straight off the beach. Real Madrid C. Amadou Suarez. I mean, he's Real Madrid. Worth an eye on. Ooh, that work rate's probably a bit sassy, though. What else we got? Jamaica? Earl Joseph. Sir, you're in the wrong sport. You sound too aristocratic for this. Now, obviously, there's this guy here, Jaleel Lawrence, who is 19 caps and he's on 10 grand a week. But he is listed for loan. And he is EU because he was... Well, wait, no, actually, he is EU. He's pure Jamaican, but he's born in Italy. Well, he wasn't even born in Italy. Actually, no, he isn't, is he? Because... Or is he? Does Jamaica count? It might count. There's some Caribbean nations that count as well. We just don't normally have to worry about them. Let's check. Boom. He does count. He counts as EU. Jamaica is part of that. I thought it might have been. Right, sick. So he would actually be totally fine. This is why you can't jump the gun, chat. He counts as EU in France, which is the dream. Which is a loan move. Nice. That's cool. With that case, let's just see what they want. No. But later in the window, definitely something we could issue this before. No, it's just basically, like, obviously Jamaica isn't EU, but as far as France is concerned, it counts. But we haven't really had to look at Jamaica before for this because usually we're rarely signing players out of Jamaica. Okay, cool. So we'll definitely come back to him and Jose Martinez at the end of the window because obviously they will ask for a lot less money at that point because there's no point in trying to sign him now. Kosovan Swiss, that's usually a good little combination. He's at Luzerne. Might be worth a scout. Probably. Ooh, that jumping reach though. 6'3" to have that kind of height is pretty impressive. M FIFA 123456. Thank you for the follow. This guy blind. It depends on my budget. Possibly. Like this stuff here, that worries me. The 4 to 10 jumping reach really concerns me. Because realistically, he's more likely going to be about 8. And 8 jumping reach. At 17, it'll go up a little bit because he will probably grow another inch. It depends on your budget and how, like... If you're thinking, shit, this guy's going to be former my first team... If you've got the money to spare and you think, fuck it, why not give it a go? Then maybe, but I wouldn't be like, oh my god, this guy's going to lead the line later. Unless you've got like a back 3 with 2 really tall guys, maybe. You can sometimes carry a guy like this. See, for example, Luis Navio that we had. And maybe you're playing him in DM in a role that like is very different to the roles that I use, potentially. Because like I might dismiss a load of guys for DM roles in this that you might actually find perfectly functional in your tactics because you're using halfbacks and anchors and stuff. But in the very specific roles that I use, they really do have to have very specific things. It's the same way that we're now looking at stamina as a factor when signing players because you... and his cousin, Lil Nepetiz. Because I think that's really what's helping us. That stamina late in games. Carvino, James Kamara of Liberia, but check youth rating, always good. Stamina, yes. Have you not heard of her? Stamina, I hardly knew it. Fabian Kind from Mainz. That's nice. How kind of him. The fact that UU played for Iron Brew is tremendous. There's a guy at Vaduz here, but I suppose he'll have... Would he technically have Swiss? He might do. Oh, a Lithuanian at Atletico. That's just cool. Mindaugas Lukasavicius. I'd love to see Lithuania do well, but aren't they one of the few countries in Europe where football is just like not a thing because they all care about basketball? So there's Maurice Yeka of Salernitana, who actually came through in the Czech Republic, of course he did. Hello, Suspect. Really helps. Does it actually help Suspect? So the only reason I did it today is because... why did I do it today? I was thinking about the fact that I'm probably going to do a lot of shorts tomorrow because I need to just freshen things up a little bit because I've been working on the show-inch thing for the last couple of weeks and I just need like a little... Otherwise my brain will start to get bored of it and I don't want that because then it'll be really tough to keep going. So tomorrow I'm going to do a load of like weird FM stuff and maybe we'll get some FM26 news because is it last Wednesday we got news? So maybe we'll get stuff every week potentially. So I'll be ready for that as well. And I was like, you know what, I should probably make a story for this because it's a big one and I need to keep trying to do that. Discord ping. I don't want to do Discord pings because I'm not sure what I would really... Who would I be pinging? I don't want to do like here and everyone pings because that's so annoying. There's a guy in Norway too. At odds as well. I mean, he's 100% worth a scout, right? But yeah, I'm happy to do it on the Insta stories. I've been using Insta stories a little bit more lately, or trying to at least. I always forget. I'm one of those people that it's like you'd think I'd be one of those like, oh yeah, I just like to live in the moment. But in actuality, it's just I forget to take pictures most of the time. He's good, but it's weird that he's like an Italian Luxembourg guy, even though he came through at Nantes. Weird combination. 500 pings. Yeah, that's why I never do like everyone or here pings, unless there's a bloody good reason for it, which I don't think I've ever needed to. I think the only time I ever did it was when we had that, not security breach, but where there was that person going around posting gore stuff in like FM Discord servers, and I think I did an everyone ping there to alert everyone that we were introducing new security measures for it. But other than that, Madagascar Reunion, Pekabea. Oh, he's actually got some okay attributes. Was of Valenciennes, the home of Vincent Champion, remember? Ah, here we go. This is more like it. Wanted, Moldovan Portuguese at Lusitania La Russa. Petru Karamanov. Go on, who's he wanted by? Still worth a look. I was hoping it was going to be a wanted, like a... Yes, it went great, Tom. I mean, we lost, but it was really, really fun, and we raised loads of money for charity, which is the best, basically. And I got to meet loads of cool people and hang out with people I already know, and it was just got to watch a non-league. I've never been to a non-league game before. It was so much fun. And the vibes there were just immaculate. There's a guy at Braga, too, but he's obviously way out of us there. Maltese... Oh, a Maltese guy! The dream. Portsmouth promoted to the Premier League, need a good formation to stay up. It's tough, Josh, because it will depend heavily on the kind of players you've got. Like, really, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, which I am, because obviously I would never lie to you, chat. 4-2-3-1 gegenpress, 2 inside forwards, high pressing, high dribbling, invite crosses will probably be fine. Like, it will do well for you, whether that's what you actually want to do or not. But that's probably what... It's not what I do, but like it's what I would say that you would do. And if you do that, you will probably succeed. It's just a question of whether you want to do that or go your own way, Fleetwood Mac style. Mali, Spain. Okay, this guy... Oh, no, this guy here. Come on, please be good, Dylan. 4 caps? No way. He came through at Nadu Youngsters. God knows what... Who are in the BOV... Because of course they are. Naturally. Yeah, Maltese Serb with Serbia youth rating. Poached from Nadur. Can't hurt to have a look, right? Mauritanian at Sheffield United is great. Andy Jean-Louis. 3 first names as well. Amazing. We've got... Oh, wait, hang on. This guy's wanted. Here we go. Wait. Mamadou Beguili. Wanted by a French side, albeit that's a 3rd-tier French side, but... Like, what a badge, too. I wouldn't mind a bit of this guy. He's fun. You grew up. To be fair, I have a really fun 4-4-2 that I use in my non-league saves as well. Works really, really well lower down the leagues. My 4-4-2, I believe is the one I called it. Didn't work very well in the league, I must admit. Loads of Nepalese guys. No indications of interest there. Niger. Oh, actually, yes, Niger. Bulgarian top flight. Very intriguing. Okay. This is why Natty Cappies is fun. Because we've just found a guy who's Nigerian, playing in the Nigerian Premier League, wanted by a Bulgarian top flight side. And if that isn't fun, I don't know what is. Oh my god. 13 caps? I've never had a good Nigerian before. Oh, yes, please. Go on, lad. Do you know what? Yes, fuck it. Wish I hadn't put that in there, but sure. That might be genuine. I mean, if he's not great or whatever, I don't really care. Like, if... I've never seen a good Nigerian before, especially not one that's genned in Niger. He's just a policeman. Yeah. We'll get Nigerian PC Plod. Oh, here we go. New Zealander at Spurs, wanted by Linfield. Oh, wow. Andrew Van Este. 40% profit loss. Who cares? Like, realistically, who cares? Basically, I wasn't even expecting them to put that back in there, so when they're free like that, I normally just don't even bother to take the clause thing out, but oh well, no matter. I love that because he's free, technically that's just a 40% of next sale fee, essentially. I can't imagine that next sale fee will be very large. Let's see. Panama, Philippines, no interest there. Yeah, he's kind of... He's worth a look. No interest on him currently, but that doesn't mean they're not good. In case you're wondering, and you're familiar with this, what we're really looking for here are either players from obscure nationalities that are at clubs in nations that you wouldn't expect, so not their home nation, or they're in their home nation, but they're wanted by someone who's not in their home nation. Hence why the Bulgarian club being interested was intriguing to me. We've got Freak Baker. Man will fuck a baguette for you. He's got St. Martin. That's so sick. The fact that he's called Free Baker, and he used to play for a team called Bunda. It's all we needed out of life. Freak Baker from the Bunda. Love to see it. Anyone else while we're here? Bunda cake, yes. Almira. Give him a scout, but unfortunately, because it's Almira City, it'll be expensive. RDF's jersey from the match. Was it you by any chance? Is it the number 18 one, Saz? Let's see. Green Mammoth. Great name for a club. Youth teams. Tahitian France. Oh, Ranui Salem. Go on, Tahiti. Love to see it. Tanzanian Finland. Juma Tansman. Of course he's called Tansman. Oh, he's out of contract soon too. Worth a little scouty scout. Cook Islands. Toga. Thai guy. Right, here we go. Kisana Burirat. Wow, he's got 3 goals for Thailand too. There's always a Thai guy. Every single year, without fail, Thai guy. The guy at Siska, but he is actually Tajik. So he'll probably have higher youth rating now. Timor-Leste, Togo. Ooh, Togo is at Las Palmas, so that'll be tough for us to really get. Guy at Everton, Jabari Jones. Boston United. Got Talsis of Vanuatu, Ugandan guy. Free Taiwanese, yeah, but like, there's a reason he's not got a club. Unfortunately, these guys are not worth it to us. Like, when they're free and they're from a nation that actually has potentially good youth rating, that, like the Bosnian guy, for example, but this guy would be absolutely pointless for us to try and sign. Not a you as well. Or is he? So we're going to find out that Taiwan actually counts. Me commission back in the day. Yes. No, literally. LF. We found a guy who was Ethiopian, but he was wanted by Bayer Leverkusen and Roma. And we were just like, well, we have to sign him. Turns out he's now, I think he's still at Sochaux, but he's really, really good now. Vietnam in the Premier League is great. Hang on, Borough got Halsat Nipan on loan. That's dope. Yeah, Binyam Tedessi. Actually, was that from Natty Caps? No, Tedessi was just me dicking about, wasn't it? I swear Tedessi was me going, oh yeah, we never find good players in Ethiopia. And then we went to their national team squad, and he was just there with a wanted symbol. There's a Vanuatu and a Białystok. Oh yeah. So I didn't realise which club he played for there. He did gen in Vanuatu, though, unfortunately. If he'd genned in Poland, that would have been amazing. I mean, to be fair, he could still be good. Like the Fiji guy, for example. Was it Ethiopian Coffee? I thought he came from St. George. It was one of those teams. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Aled Thomas of Sunderland. You're wanted. Yemenis guy. Paris 13 Atletico. Okay. Definitely worth a look. Zambian Northern Ireland. What the hell? Okay, I have no clue. Peter Njovu. Njovu? Plays for Cowboy Warriors in Zambia, but he has Northern Irish second nationality. This is where he was born in, like... I have no explanation for that. I thought he maybe came out like a Northern Irish club or something, but no. Charles Timmy, he's got 8 caps. But I have no idea. This is why I love doing this, because you just find the weirdest things. This guy here, though, Golden Arrows player, which means he's got South African youth rating, which is better. And who's the last guy? He was wanted, wasn't he? Ian Sibanda, wanted by loads of teams in... Oh, my goodness. Wanted by Maastricht, Budapest, Honvéd, Hammarby, Cluj, Oh, when you see the Romanian lads getting involved, that's when you know you've got one. Has significant potential and could break into the first team at Cluj. Done. Just, you don't have to sell me any more than that, Ian. Welcome. This time I will preemptively get rid of it, just in case, because they might actually ask for money for him. 25 grand. You know what? I could ask for less, but honestly, that's fine. When you see the Bulgarian and the Romanian clubs getting involved, that's usually a good sign. It usually means that they're not going to be like an elite talent, but they're going to be good. When you see Roma getting involved or Bayer Leverkusen, then you just got to go immediately. Right, that's cool. Let me, before we move off of this page and start actually progressing and looking at the freebies, can we just quickly do 20 years plenty while we're here? Because it takes like 2 seconds. Just to like see if there's anyone available. Usually we get about 30 to 40 guys. And we can just mass scout them. To see if there is any, like, crazy, like... Do we know anything about any of them? No, that's even better. Because there's just so many, like, random players on here that we know a little bit about. Just enough. Plus, also, as we increased map men, the 20 is plenty will get more powerful because we'll have more access to information about slightly worse leagues, basically, to find guys like this. But, hey, you never know. Does he have a contract? Jose Maldonado. Yeah, the issue is, though, because he is contractless, but he's also... Oh, yeah, we're going to look at Wanted By, weren't we? Shit, I've now got that in the way, which is very annoying. What was the guy that was wanted? Troy Williams. Oh, yes, it turns above it, doesn't it? MK Dons in the National League, wanted by Bolton. He's a pretty good player. Okay, what I think might work now... let me just firstly catch up on these. 200 players. Are they like a youth team? Because we found a youth team on the last stream that had like an insane amount of affiliate clubs at least. FM? I'm guessing they do since... Oh no, they've got nobody. They're all on loan. I guess it's like a similar story there. Yeah, I'm not sure what to suggest with that. Pride and Joy. Is it Pride and Joy with an ampersand? Oh, no, yeah, it is. It could be database setup, yeah. Oh, look at a badge. Richmond Park Pride and Joy to you. With their crucial player. Well, they've got a few, actually. Wade Hope, Rasheem James, Keith Jeffers. I thought it said Regional Adams, then. Lyndon Goncalves. Solid to see. Okay, right, now... Just a quick look. And not that we can really afford their wages, but it would be nice to just see if there are any, like, high reputation lads whose contracts are expiring that may... Like another Bauer type of lad, basically. So we'll set the max at, like, 27. Contracts are expiring in 1 month, because that will cover the guys in a couple of days. They're prime... I guess he'd have to be, wouldn't he? Sort by World Rap. What are we saying? Guy at Spurs, Cameron Henderson... There's a few guys. Christian King, I remember him. He's already under a bid, unfortunately. Wait, isn't he quite young still? Australian Uruguayan. Really fun. Under a bid from Southampton and Norwich, which means we probably wouldn't be able to compete with the wages. We very much can't compete with the wages. None of you as well, which wouldn't have been helpful. But, you know, you never know. What about you? Benoit Cargill of Lille. Again, the wages are probably the issue, right? Wait, do you not have an... Oh, he's joining Monaco. God damn it. Actually, I've got to put a filter on here to make sure they would actually sign for us. So that'll eliminate the guys that are, like, already signing for other clubs, I think. Thank you, Mark. Yes, I got it on Vinted for £4. It's like a retro Vans jumper, which it's incredibly comfortable. I really, really like it. And for £4, I mean, what's not to like? Right, so that's the guys we actually can then go after. Just looking at people like this guy. One cap for 70 grand a week. Real cutie. Thank you, Mark. I try to be, you know. Oh, wow. Actually, oh, wow. Okay. Hello. 21 grand a week for Maurice. 24... Wow, that's a really high wage drop. I was not expecting that. He's not good enough for out wide. Like, business expensive? Maybe. Maybe. He certainly want to keep an eye on. Yeah, it's weird that he wants that much less. Usually they want, like, either the same or, like, way more. But he's intriguing. There's Andreas Dick there as well. Who wants not to be intrigued by that? The Turkish guy's at Fenerbahce, which could be good or bad. 27 years old, centre-back. Who's he wanted by? Oxford United. Oxford are building quite a fun side, actually. Nice of you, nice. Oh, no, he 100% wins that FM console. Kev, I finally got to meet United City on Saturday, and it was just the loveliest. It was lovely to meet you as well. It was lovely to meet everybody. Yeah, I wonder if those guys... Watch him want like 50 grand a week. Okay, he wants about the same. Like, we don't really need him if we've got Serd and Schubert, but should we sell Schubert flipping a freebie into that spot wouldn't be the worst idea, considering that's how we got Schubert in the first place. The problem with the high world rep guys, obviously, is that the world rep means they're obviously going to ask for more money a lot of the time. Not always, but often. I want to see if there's any like slightly younger guys out of contract, like Ryan Horgan at Everton here, who is Irish, which would be helpful for us. He's kind of fun. The wages are the issue, though. Gets from opposition area, likes the lob keeper, plays way out of trouble. Okay, he's got a few like worrying. Oh my god! $9,000 a week. Or is this just another Sean McCary type situation where actually these guys aren't that good? He's got 25 Ireland caps. Haven't the past fire. Oh, I totally forgot I even did that. Yes. Yeah, Kev was actually one of the first people we met. It was basically because we were the first ones to actually get to the car park. So it was just Pog and I cutting about for a little bit until Mike and Proudy rocked up, and then it was Kev. Looks back. Yeah, I mean, the technicals are very average, and I think I'm being swayed by this too much, and I don't want another Sean Basically, even though his wages are cheap, it's still wages that we could be spending on someone that we actually really want. And I just don't think we need... If he was like a left-back option for us, potentially. Let me just see if there's any free left-back, left-wing kind of guys cutting about, perhaps. Because it'd be nice if we could free this roll up with like a cheeky little freebie, you know? Same way we got Ruggieri in the first place. Trying to get released. Possibly, yeah. Ooh. Cypriot at Brumba. Costas Georgiou. Wait, what? Hang on. If it's... What? Hang on. Whoa. Oh, hang on. That's set to or, not and. Don't know why it did that. It was showing me players that weren't expiring contracts. I was like, what? Oh, okay. Guy at 26-year-old still playing in Algeria. Another guy actually playing for Nantes. He's got okay as his stamina. I thought it was his pace. No tackling ability. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some with players like this. Unless it's anyone that's like really young. Do I know anything about any of them? No. It could also be that because we're getting closer to the time of that actually happening, a lot of them have already just signed new contracts. Heidelberg United. Some good shit. Wait, have they got... What the hell is even that? Well, I said oh, you're right, that could have been or. But either way, I don't think it's going to find us much. And I think I don't really want like another I mean, if we were going to find a Ruggieri, he'd have been right there. He wasn't, so I don't think we're going to find anyone that's going to be goated. And I'd rather just find a youngster that can slot in anyway. Or maybe two, actually. Which means, chat, get ready for it. Your boy's about to press continue. It's going to happen. I can't believe this has come to this. On the day of our Lord. Presses it with his other hand. It didn't even work. There we go. It's done. I want to get to that first friendly as well. That way we get some game saves. So we're going to lose a load of contracts here, which should free us up a lot of wage budget too. Oh shit, we signed loads of people, didn't write one. Un momento, por favor. While I inevitably try and sign all these ads up. So yeah, he would have cost us 900 grand in compensation if we'd signed him through the approach to sign thing. Plus whatever they tried to add on at the end as well. Instead, we're paying £30,000 because Nice are idiots. I hate to kick a club when they're down, but they are indeed big idiots. He's French as well, which means we can basically hit him with whatever contract we want. And you are the other guy from Nice. I like that we're just gone, hey Nice, we're just going to steal your entire youth intake. Lower league English team trying to find good one against to flip. When you say lower league, define lower league. Because when I hear lower league in England, I'm thinking like 7th tier, 8th tier. More like National League South. But you may not mean the same thing. So I want to make sure we're on the right page before. It'll be tough though, because of work permit rules. Is where it's going to be really difficult. Oh, okay, you want too far. Okay, basically, your best bet at those kind of levels is to try to hunt in places like Ireland and Northern Ireland, and sometimes Scotland too, because there's some clubs there that have good youth facilities and good youth ratings for the nations, but the player values aren't quite there. But you can bring those guys across quite easily, especially Irish clubs. That's where you can really, really benefit from Irish and Scottish clubs, especially. Because you're unlikely going to be able to sign outside of England anyway because of your scouting range, right? Empty fridge. Situation I'm currently dealing with. Thank you very much for the follow. Shamrock, yeah. Shamrocks, Sligo, Bowes, Dundalk, all of those guys. Dressed as a jockey. Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Because I'm hung like a horse. No. Don't even go there. Yes, that's another great shout, actually, is Premier League release lists, which I will show you in one moment. Because there is a list you can access every year that shows up in your inbox, but there's actually a better way to do it, and it was so sick in Belgium for us doing that. Which was, if you go to this, no, don't go to that. Ah! Do not click that. So go to Premier League. This works in other leagues too, but Premier League is probably the best because, obviously. Go to transfers, then go to transfers, then go to released players. Obviously, this doesn't work if you don't do it. You want to wait till July 1st to do this. But if I was to go back to last year, for example. So do this in like early July. You get a massive list of all the players released by the clubs. You can trial these guys. And some of them will join you. Like, we were signing guys from this list when we were in the 3rd tier of Belgium. It was really something. Arda Güler's retired. Oh, no. Now what are we going to do when people ask to look him up? The day's gone. I basically had and I accidentally clicked on a recruitment meeting. I'm sure you understand how traumatizing that was for me. Man is scouting to get those from every league. Yes, you can, but you could just look on that and like you could get them all on one big list, but at the end of the day, you can only trial 30 at once anyway, so that's like each to their own. I was just sort of demonstrating that it is a thing that you can do. Because you can only actually offer trials to 30 players at the same time anyway. And I just kind of like to be able to see exactly where they've been released from. Right, let me try and do 1 year contract. Who even is this guy? This is the problem when we do the Natty Caps. No! Okay, I really am going to be so curious about this guy now. Because he's like... I really wanted the Fijian guy from Portugal. They've only just got him. Well, I have Mamadou Beguili, because, you know... Beguili. I guess it would be Beguili, but Beguili. Go on, him with a 6-year contract. Love to see it. Yeah, here's 7. Saku as well. None of these guys are likely to be any good, but just imagine if one of them was. I really have high hopes for the Nigerian guy. He's the most exciting of the lot for me. 1, because of the clubs he was wanted by, and 2, because his attributes that we could barely see, admittedly, actually looks kind of good. But we're stuck with him for 8 years, even if he is crap anyway. And Sibanda as well. Up to this point. I didn't do no simming. I sat there smashing spacebar. I'll have you know. I even got us further into the summer this time around. That way we'd have a bit more like transfer activity knocking about. I was kind of hoping he'd fight me on that. Usually when they fight you on those contracts, it's because they like value themselves. Unless I'm signing a load of lads with no self-esteem, I think we were a bit of a problem. There he is. Oh my god. Okay, so it hasn't quite worked out for Sverre Holsat Nipan in this save. He's playing in Poland, right? Yeah. So he was released by PSG after barely playing for them, went to Marseille, barely played for them, loaned to Udinese, sort of played. Udinese somehow tricked Standard Liège to sign him for £7 million. Then he was released, and then he went to Motor. I haven't said that in like 7 years, and I'm really glad to be able to say that again, and I look forward to doing that again once we're back in Poland again next year. I used to love Motor. Wow. That honestly might be a weird FM in itself. Might just save that. Quarter of his physicals, yeah. Oh my days. I mean, he's 34. Out of contract. Emergency backup. 8. No, sorry. You can't get a wage increase, buddy. Dearie me. I was about to take pity on him there. Arda Güler. Where are we saying? Free agent. Oh, he's retired. Not even staff. We could have had Coach Aguilera, but no. He's doing it. He's pressing it again. Right, so Steamer's coming on trial. The angry Bosnian man won't even come on trial. No wonder he hasn't got a club. Be 2K. Maybe, yeah. We'll just Phil Foden him. Thing is, as much as we're going to get some wage budget back from this, we are also going to lose a bit more of it because of some of the loans coming back that actually were being paid for. Hopefully we'll get some of those guys out again. Plus, we've got that guy out on loan at a Spanish side, do we not? And I can't remember which one. We'll figure it out pretty quickly. Because we were trying out our whole, oh, we're going to give him European nationality kind of situation. I can't remember for the life of me who it was. Probably wouldn't be that difficult to check. I could just go to our loan page. Let me just do this now before they all come back. No, he's not anywhere near on the level of the Great Bust. The Big Pot. Okay, so Charles Steamer. Not bad, actually. Old Charlie boy. Low ceiling, low knees. Again, as I say every summer, selling a player isn't as easy as just going, I sell this player now. Unless there's a buyer, you can't sell them. Charles' brother Cliff listed. Right, let me just quickly check. What was I going to check? I've actually already forgotten what it was. Oh, yeah, the loanies. We have 28 guys out on loan. I just want to find out which... Oh, it's this guy. It was Fernie Chavera. Who... yeah, so his loan is coming back from... Did he play at Real Mercy? He actually did. So we may just be able to send him back again. He's actually developed a little bit in some... Well, I mean, has he? I just want to try this out, though. Definitely another year on loan for him is perfect. Just to try that system out. We'll see. We'll see what the situation's like financially once all the guys have gone and come back. Because a lot of them we can send out on loans again anyway. And obviously, I will try to get rid of some of them, but it isn't as easy as that. So to be fair, some of the guys that are coming back from loans will also be some of the guys that are expiring their contracts anyway. As Furniture. Yeah, no, Fernie's just short. It's just a nickname. His name is actually Furniture Chavera. PSG may... PSG make Plomper offer. I don't know if I want to know what you're up to there, lads. You leave my Plomper out of this. God, I hope he's got a good first name. I've already tried to extend the loans on everyone that was out on loan, and as usual, they say no because FM. Yeah, his first name is got. It'd be something boring like Marcus. Turns out it's Zepp Plomper. I think I showed you this guy about 5 years ago in FM. Obviously in FM. Where else would I show it to him? It's Zepp Plomper. Hello, Hadrian. You'll enjoy this. Obviously, Zepp Plomper. Cop our new away kit. I think we definitely have seen him before. I think I found him in a report at RZ, perhaps when we were at Tenerife and showed you lot. So yeah, now I get to be reminded of that every time we play away from home, which is always good. Up the Plomper, though. Also, that is Willian on the away kit, yes. Oh, you love to see it. Paul playing for Pink Panthers is the Paul Pink Panthers, the quadruple P. What more do you want? Run and Plomper? Yes, I guess so. There's probably more than one player in the database called Plomper. There's loads, in fact. We've got... Well, I say loads. We have some. Zepp, Shane, Luke... Oh, no, it's just him. There's only two. Shane Plomper is the others. Means he's an oaf. There you go. It feels about right. It's like when I was watching the... highlights of I was watching the game back on Callum's stream yesterday, and I think the best way I could describe that the way I run is as follows: lolloping. I don't think there's... I was thinking to myself, how do I describe the way that I run? It's lolloping, isn't it? That's the word. These are kits are maybe Kit Basher, nothing specific. But Pass Pro makes them for me, and Pass Pro is like the king of Kit Basher. So, yeah. So basically, Susan Susan, we have a like player lookup feature which lets people like look up players in the database and stuff just to keep things moving. Otherwise, you think I yap for a long time. Imagine if I was just looking stuff up in the database the entire time. We'd never get anywhere. Aggressive libero. What about a lolloping libero? It even is alliterative, right? Lolloping for Lelujo, exactly. Right, now that we're off of that, let me just quickly get through this stuff here, because it'll be loads of like, you've been released, you've been not released. Ryan Quinn's off to Hearts. Oh, someone else wants a bit of the beguily. So Quinn's off. I did like think about the idea of trying to sign Quinn, but it's the same story as the others, really, isn't it? You'll stick around. Shout out to the Dank. Right, so Cariello's loan's finished. Wait. I was going to say, yeah. Oh, yeah, I already set him available for release, didn't I? That makes way more sense. Volovic, I think he's got a new club as well. Yeah, he's joining Monaco, of all places. Wow, I really shouldn't have let that happen. I saw him joining someone else. Who's expiring at the end of this season? So the crucial ones are Bauer and Ruggieri. Obviously, there's like some extra clauses in some of these guys, which is fine. But the crucial ones to try to keep hold of, or no, sorry, try to sell, are Bauer and Ruggieri this summer. Let's ask his agent, actually. See if there's any market interest in... None. Okay. Let's try not doing that yet, but we'll try that and see if it does entice a bid. But 17 million is okay. I'd like more. See what they're saying with Bauer. Anyone has a deal for your client right now? Nobody on there either. At least we know this. Yeah, but we had this last summer, so I need to be careful with that. If there's no one forthcoming, then we probably will just need to sell him for like 17 million pounds. Do it the other way around. Okay, cool. 70-year-old striker. James Rodrigo. I mean, hey. Problem is he's at Arsenal, which means it'll be almost impossible for you to sign, right? Let's see. Okay. Mike, I don't know if you're in stream right now and you can hear me. Took in July. Yeah, maybe when the window opens properly for a lot of these leagues in July, we might be able to find a bit more movement. Look at the computer talking to you. And Mike's like, oh yeah, no, can you do this, this, and this? And I'm just like, I'm busy. I'm streaming. So I will do these lookups. I just want to get through these couple of days so that we can then... Because obviously you get the massive amounts of processing lag on these 2 days. Youth player poached by Auxerre. Okay. Right. We have to discuss why this keeps happening. Why them? Why would you leave, Paul? Paul Fouchard has gone to Auxerre. That's the second player we've lost to them now. Makes even less sense this time, considering we're better in every conceivable way. Localness, I guess, but like... They have the same rep as us, much worse facilities, and more importantly, they're just a worse team than us. The last guy they poached for us wasn't any good, thankfully. We at least have a bit of cash now. That was the one bad Italian, if I recall. Okay, a couple of players over the line, though, which is good news. Which helps us out a lot. So, Al Hassan. I like Martin a lot. He is the fail-safe in case something goes wrong with Jose Claudio, basically, because he is really, really good. But I think Claudio has a better ceiling than he does. And Damian Nikolic, he's just such a useful player. Because he can cover both of these roles. He just gives us strike force depth. Not that we really needed it, but on a free, it was impossible to say no to that. Also made Garcia offer. Who is Garcia? Oh, that's Jose Garcia, isn't it? Yes, he's just looked at the table and gone alphabetically. Band I used to play and had a song called Alphabetically Speaking, You and I Are Far Apart. Yep, there we go. Jose Garcia, £61 million to Arsenal now. So Napoli taking another relatively large loss, as you do. A loan, love to... probably shouldn't have done that, actually. I feel like some of these guys might be worth just trying to see if there's any interest out there about them. Rapid forward. I think it's just because he has got elite pace now. Yeah, he would never have got that if we were staying... If we'd stayed at Tenerife and he was still there, he would not have got to those levels of pace. Which is really annoying that that's a thing, but he just wouldn't have. So, Premier League managers at the moment... That's the AI boost, yeah. So McKenna at Arsenal, Michel, who the former Man United guy actually at Villa, Joe Lumley's now at Brentford, Vincent Janssen at Brighton, Marco Stiliano at Chelsea, Matt Clay at Palace, Fabio Di Genti at Everton, Eddie Abadi, recognise that name. Got Mark Hood in there, Union Nagelsmann, Nathan Ake, of course, Martin Kelly at Man United. It's not going well for him there. Dougie Imrie at Middlesbrough, Pep's at Newcastle now, Tibbling is at Norwich, Odin Tulloch is at Forest, yeah. Nick Montgomery is still at Sheffield United and has been there nearly 20 years. Southampton got Kent Deering, Di Simeone is at Spurs, and Mark McCormack is at West Ham. Oh, shit, I did the wrong one. What was that look up? I think it was Happy as a name, right?
Do not hate me.
Dan Hero, thank you very much for the follow.
600 dance moves and
But is Eddie Abadi? Oh, yeah.
Freaky.
I think Eddie Abadi was managed in our league, or some kind of relevance to us at some point. So there's a few Happy. We've got Happy Valley as a... Happy Valley is a first name. There's Happy Kamalo, sure, but shout out to Happy Valley, which is in the Samoan name pool. Happy Gunda. Happy Evans. Happy Mwaza. George Chappie. Oh, imagine you could have Happy Chappie. You can't, but like, imagine if you could. Happy Zondi's a good one. Happy Valley as a first name is tremendous work. Big fan of that. William Bosch de Silva. Who could that possibly be? I just simply do not know. Also, did anyone watch the game last night that wasn't a Leeds or an Everton fan? Because if so, I'm so sorry that you had to do that. I decided to skip that one, and I think I made the right choice on this occasion. Did DCL get on for Leeds in that game? Even Pog and I were just watching jet lag. Something tells me he probably wasn't going to find us anything anyway. Spelled his name wrong. I don't think that really matters somehow. Right. League. Why am I being asked? There's no point in me doing this yet. They're all on holiday. Some older lads there. Shortlisted players. That's all Patreon regions, isn't it? Which I need to check, actually. Born in Halifax. Maybe. I heard that it sounded quite harsh. But I haven't actually seen it, so I simply couldn't comment on it. Right, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, Patreon regions. Just need to make sure, because we're losing them hand over fist at this stage now, because they are entering their sort of 30s. And that's, at that point, it's basically dead, right? I should know. I'm still aching from Saturday, and it is now Tuesday. That's not good. Right, who's got clubs? Wait, all of you still have clubs? Oh, it's July 1st. Technically, you have to wait till July 2nd, right? Or they've all just decided to stick around. Is anyone's contract expiring whatsoever? Doesn't appear to be. Oh. Hello, Big Toby. Job is you looking like this save? Well, I'll tell you. With some small... Ooh. Oh, well, we're not. He feels like a trap. Mercenary, can't jump, isn't fast, no ceiling. This is good. This is the thing. You could be forgiven for thinking that this guy's going to become something good. I would be very surprised. And he has a red competitive streak. Nope. Not for me. I think he's unlikely to get that much better. I think he may be one of those guys that comes with really high CA. But I say really high CA, like high enough CA. Let's have a look at the old scout report. Okay, there's only 51 players there, but most of the... Oh, hello. A lot of these guys will just get sent around again, probably. Loads of older players. Wait, Cabrera? That isn't the Cabrera, is it? No. I thought it was that Cabrera guy that we had at Tenerife that we never really got to play with because he was always out on loan. Oh, look, that's Arch facing the game, Marvin Vatial, who is never not an insanely good player. Every single one of my saves, that guy is goated. It's so annoying. Schlottermaker, Gonzalez, Sheila. Just curious to see if he's got any extra nationality. I was just wondering if maybe there was another nationality cutting about for Maximo Chilavert. Just out of interest. It's a shame that there isn't. I thought maybe he'd have become Czech or something. Could generate 2.6 million a year. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, most of these guys are a little old. You're released by Tenerife, right? Did they actually never sell this guy? But the problem is, same problem with the other, and he hates big matches. Oh, damn it, man. Instead of individual emails, right, this is a really common thing. I don't know why it defaults to this. So if you go into Scouting Center, into the little cog at the top here, everything needs to be funneled into the magnifying glass and not into the inbox. You'll see that there's one little tiny tweak here. That's because...
Howdy, Matto. Hope you are well. Life is progressing quickly. Spent the weekend and evening teaching the little lioness how to kick a ball, and now she can dribble the ball almost as well as half the Man United team.
Oh, this is
Project Chloe Kelly coming on nicely there, I see. Tony Galvin, thank you very much for the follow. So then, yeah, you want to make sure everything has been filtered through the magnifying glass, which means going in here. The other thing, or you can turn them off entirely if you don't want to see them. The only reason I have a slight tweak is because on the advanced filters, I have this one turned off because it basically stops them sending me emails that say, I'm about to start scouting this one. It's like, cool, let me know when you're done, rather than let me know when you started. Just cuts down on some of the nonsense in your scout report. I mean, it's not great, but it does help a little bit. I might actually turn some of these off in a bit. Filter your inbox. Yeah, you can do it up here, but I find that almost all of the players that are in our inboxes these days are requested reports. There's that guy, but similar issues, right? Sound like my boss. I'll take it.
I quit.
It's weird, like, no, man, I hate my boss. He's a twit. Yeah, this is like a lot of like random guys. Like the actual inbox, really? Do tell. Or is it just a case of doing... Wait, whoa. Buttons next to the search bar. Now I'm confused. So in here. Okay. The drop down next to the search bar for emails. The search bar for emails. Which Oh, in here. Wait. Like there. Save as note. Oh, filters there. Oh, I see. Shit, no, I didn't know that was a thing either. That's kind of good, actually. Because there is just shit you just never want to know about. What I wish there was a little bit more information was as to what counted as what. Because my concern is it would miss things that I actually do need to care about. I wish there was a way that you could see what emails are included in which. Like, some of them are really obvious which are in which, but some of them are not. It'd be nice to know which one's counted for which. But wait, is nobody... Oh no, there are a few guys in here. Sorry, that took me ages there. Right, we'll send these guys around again. I love the fact that we're still finding new things. Albeit a little bit too late on this one, but still. Really good potential guy there. Klanishek, yeah, was that the either Slovakian or Slovenian guy? Because I did like the look of that guy. Slow as deep. But at least I don't after as much money, Hayden. But that's the great thing, because we get to learn all the new stuff, right? When the new game comes out, it's going to be like a brand new... It's going to be like a clean slate in many ways. Hang on, these guys are all... That's all the Nice guys that we already tried to look at. Right. Anyone that's stupidly expensive in here? Not, I mean, yes, but also no. That's a different guy at Atlas Guadalajara. Ooh. He just doesn't have the technicals. He's only 17, though. What's good is this? Saz25. If you do exclamation mark Saz... no, that's not true at all. Exclamation mark skin. Early November, no. I'd be expecting the game to come out at the usual time, basically. I don't see any reason why not. I know we started hearing stuff at least a little bit earlier, but I suspect they almost kind of had to do that. Can you remember who the cheap Slovenian guy played for? Because I did see him, and I even remember the name, but he wasn't fully scouted, was he? Like, he wasn't even, like, a little bit scouted, if I recall. Still worth a look, though, if you can remember the name. Random French granny. What's not to like? So we've got Mohamed Kwati. Very expensive. Who's he wanted by? Oh. Not quite what I was expecting there. F26 News. So basically last week, I think it was Wednesday, they put out like the teaser trailer for it. It was like the first indication that it exists. It's more just I'm trying to think of words and sentences, Andrew, honestly. My brain is it's kind of like, you know when you stick your hand over the end of a hose pipe and the water's building up there? That's my brain at all times. If I don't have my thumb over the end of it, random nonsense just spouts out 24/7. It's quite frustrating. There's like 7 different thoughts going on at once, and trying to actually organise them and triage into what I should actually say aloud is more complex than you would imagine. Lars Amon. He's at Leipzig though. Also has no physical ability at all. Just the teaser, yeah. Hopefully, if it's going to be... I mean, usually once they release the first thing, you sort of get weekliness. He's better. Some indications that he might be trouble due to that adaptability and him coming from Mexico. He would sign for us because he's 18. And he is quite good, but no second nationality. So he would have to end up going on. I wonder if he's almost too good. And we can't afford him, but he's definitely worth keeping an eye on because we've got some other guys on the shortlist too. You're a right bang. Nah. What are we saying? Well, I mean, it's coming out, surely. Right? Barring some crazy stuff. Yeah, show me that roadmap. Just show me something. I'd just like to see something. I'm hoping we're going to see stuff like on a, in theory, weekly basis. Do you know what? I might, if they make a thingy that shows us something, then I might even be tempted to like make a couple of shorts about it, right? Yeah, the data lock's exactly late enough, so I would expect it at the same time as always, really. Like, oh, hang on, who's this guy? Like, Kurt Nilsson looks okay, but who's the guy underneath him? Series and Save Like Nordic Nomads. Save like Nordic Nomads, yes. Series like Nordic Nomads, no. In the sense that, would I do a save like that and turn it into content for Twitch, potentially, or even into YouTube? Yes. In terms of the actual save itself. As for the content side of things, probably not, because the reason that I stopped making Let's Plays after that is because I realised that they simply weren't going to function in that way. There was simply no way that my channel could sustain itself doing Let's Play content, basically. Like, I had someone the other day come at me on Twitter basically saying that I'd abandoned my audience by stopping to do it, but at the end of the day, if I'd have kept doing them, there wouldn't have been any content for them to watch anyway, because I wouldn't have been able to make the videos anymore, basically. Which is one of those like things that I think that sometimes people don't understand, is that in order for me to be able to make the content, I also have to be able to do my job. And it's like that balancing act, right? But yeah. Not sure I'd wear that. Oh, you would, Jinx, you would. They'd be teasing you the whole way. Hello, Majest. Isn't what? Well, that's... I mean, obviously there were still people watching. It was just a much smaller pool of people that wasn't sustainable, because every time I did one like that, the audience got smaller and smaller and smaller, because, again, keeping up with a long Let's Play series is incredibly difficult for a viewer, right? And you essentially sort of have to pick like a couple of people at most to be able to watch with that type of content, and simply I wasn't able to compete in that marketplace anymore, given the way that content had changed, which is why I pivoted. And the pivot was the best thing I could have done for my career at the time. However, it dropped me into a completely unforeseen trapdoor, basically, that I hadn't anticipated, which is the reason that there's not been as much content on YouTube over the past 18 months, because I hadn't anticipated that trapdoor, unfortunately. But we're sort of working through that now. Yes, it's just difficult because the needs of the YouTube audience in general have changed, which is why I sort of basically went, the Let's Play stuff kind of comes from the Twitch save, essentially. A couple of seconds chatting to the void. I guess, yes. Exactly, Hazy. Which is, again, not something I still have any intention of doing, because I don't personally enjoy them as content, therefore I wouldn't make them, right? Which is all I'm going to focus on next year, really, is making videos that I want to make, and just stuff that is going to intrigue me. Like some of the crazy shit that Hadrian's been cooking up. No, not exactly, Hadrian. Whereas if you're doing like one-off stuff every couple of weeks, it's really easy to grow an audience because someone can commit 20, 25 minutes to watching a video of yours every couple of weeks because it's like, why not, right? Particularly if it's good. And it also gives you more time to make that video good as well. But committing that same time every day is very difficult. Oh, 100%. Like, the barrier to entry was so low when I started making content. Hence why I was able to grow. Like, genuinely. That is the thing. Like, when I started making content, there was a load of YouTubers that existed, but it was basically hit record, talk and play, hit stop, upload video. With the exception of maybe chopping off an intro and an outro. Like, that's basically all you had to do. And it really was just a case of personalities sort of won out at the time. And apparently I had one. So if I had a compliment. But it's the truth, right? The market was very different back then. And there wasn't as many, there was less competition in the market, and you didn't have to be anywhere near as good as you do now in order to succeed at it. Because it was just smaller. Oh yeah, I hit that record button like nobody's business. I was doing fucking 2 videos a day at one point. That was probably part of the reason I ended up in that burnout cycle, actually, as it happens. Yes, Hayden, so that's actually one of the things I have planned. I was going to do a couple of test ones to do the end of 25, end of this cycle, but I'm honestly might just hold it for F26 at this point. I've already kind of cleared the pathway for it to happen, because I know Clates has a series that has submissions based, but it's not anywhere close to the Weird FM thing, but I check with him anyway, because, you know, I don't like stepping on people's toes. So that's all ready to go, but yeah. I don't think my dad would have a clue what's going on. Personality, no, it absolutely does, but it's just, you have to present it differently. Should we try and loan Claudio again? I knew it. I've developed their player for them. Oh yeah, no. The amount of if I took that record button finger and smashed the spacebar with it, it'd be even worse than Aaron at FIFA E. WD Jericho return. People are very excited. I know. It was so strange. I remember I was sat outside Costa in Cambridge in my car waiting to pick Pog up from uni so she could come over for the weekend. This is in like 2018, like early 2018, and I think I just had a couple of tweets just tagging me in things talking about people that they liked who'd made content. And obviously I hadn't made content in like 2 years at that point, nearly 2 years, and it just made me go, that's weird that people would even care about content I made 2 years ago. And then so that's why I tweeted the thing that I did. Oh hello indeed. Red Bull Salzburg, take my player, please. £30 million for a player that's out of contract in a year. If we pull this off, oh, the dream. Right then, lads. Oh, we came third last season. Third. That was for Dora. Oh, I thought that was for my boy. And yeah, so then I tweeted out the thing that I did, and it got like an insane response. So I went, fuck it, let's just try this. Do the agent thing now? Okay, let's try it. Legs recovered. Do you know what? They're genuinely not Ludo. They're actually not. I went for a run this morning because I needed to, but my left like groin area and my hip flexors are so tight still and like achy. Bigger part of the video is like some notes from the editor style stuff. I have actually included little bits of that in the past, but I'm always wary about like sort of forcing people into the limelight that may not want that, you know? Let's have a little look. So now we're intermediary again, yeah? Or do we ask the agent? Which order do you want to do it in this time? Inter? What? Everybody. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a tough one. Inter then agent. So we'll inter first. Same, well, actually lower values than before, hilariously, despite the amounts being touted around, which is fun. God's sake, man. It's going to be the same every year, isn't it? It's weird that we're getting news articles about it. Joint pain. Rarely. Occasionally I do struggle with the joints in my hands. I remember I sometimes go through, especially in the winter, I find that sometimes I lose a bit of... I mean, I don't have the best motor skills in my hands anyway, for some reason, after I got ill in, like, 2014. And I find in the winter... I remember I was at a wedding in 2023, and, like, this was in April by now, but I couldn't actually do the buttons up on my shirt because my fingers just weren't actually responding properly. Thank you for the follow, Riley. Hang on. You still something in chat a minute ago, and I think I missed it. Or started reading it, and then... There we go. Hajduk split. Nice. You love to say that. You always need that first little step to get you building, right? But as a Dynamo Ultra, it's hard to be supportive. Hang on. Mutelli BMB, thank you for the follow. Oh, 100%. This guy's actually not that bad. Considering. Oh, that's the Nice guy. I thought it was one of the Natty Cap guys. Budget Hogs, yeah, we got basically no money for qualifying for the Champions League, unfortunately. So now I'm just going to try... That's why we're trying to sell Ruggieri. Just to try to get some kind of money in. Like Zanotti, I'd love it if we could sell him. It'd be so sick if someone was interested. Like, these crazy concepts. I'm always terrible about approaching people in general. It's just part of my general shyness and thinking that everyone hates me. But that not because they do, obviously. It's just that the way my brain works, I convince myself that my own friends hate me most of the time because because that is unfortunately the way my brain works. It's difficult. I might just accept it. It'd be good if we could sell one of these guys because that would get us some good money coming in. Spend too much time about England. Oh no, you're not bringing in... Are you starting to use the word Warra? Music. Oh, right. See, this is the thing. It was absolute, genuine pleasure to meet you, my friend. Because at these things, it's great to be able to talk to everybody, but sometimes someone might know who I am, but it's a one side, so I don't know. And sometimes people don't introduce themselves, so it's really hard to like put a face to a name in chat. Instead of friends I am. Hey, that's fine. You get to be that guy. Hang out with the Anglais too much. Mutual pick a matter. Yeah, exactly. War 3 points. Put a name to a twat. No, that's fine. I already know Don's name. We're fine. Oh, that was a good chat, though, actually. We were standing behind the Slough goal just talking about metalcore. What a name in the twat. Wow, you don't need me to tell you that, Bakroon. Don's name is Duncan. Leak stretch to do. A 1990. Seriously, hits rotation. Oh, really? Interesting. A 1990. That fraction doesn't sound like it adds up properly. My true feelings. Wait, what? Why would I let you do... Oh, I say let you do that as if I have a choice in the matter. Literally not my player. The problem with him being dev list... Actually, right, I'm going to change the dev list because there's no point in me hitting the dev list up in the way that I do on building a nation saves, is there? I've also gone to the wrong area for it. That's well done, me. No, that's not it either. What are you doing? Here we go. No, that isn't... Oh, yeah, I need to actually go on the dev list. Playing time is... regular starter. At least you got to give me that. Let me just try and mimic that in the actual... I hate that the dev list isn't in the dev center. Like, that is a weird... Oh, yeah, and then you have to do it manually, don't you? Fuck's sake. Oh, wait, they're not on the dev list. Wait, if you're not on the dev list, why exactly are you being... Oh, I see, it's just FM being FM. I thought it was because I had him on the dev list, but nope. It's just FM trying to cheat me. Chivera, actually, what I could do with Chivera now is send him back to Real Murcia again. Because we do need him to stay there for another season. Nice. Yeah, that's probably not a bad shout, actually. I might do that anyway for the default dev list thing. But for a second, I was convinced that it was because I obviously have my dev list set up in a way that I would normally have it done on building a nation save, which obviously is free because I don't want them to be paying any money. I'll just do regular startup. I'll meet them halfway. Even 50% of their wages. Some of these guys are on not a lot of money as it happens, but it's something. Just anything that can kind of drag that money back a little bit. If I set that up, then it should use the others in from that moment onwards, but you still have to change these all manually once they're already on the dev list, because it's yet another thing that needs to switch. Nice little quality of life. Still in the allow window. I don't know, but he's only been back like 3 days, so hopefully it's within that little... I don't think I had the option for end of next season. I'm pretty certain it didn't like offer me that. I think that was the other ones weren't even there. Oh, Dyron. We actually found a player called Dyron earlier. I was thinking of you at the time, obviously. How's it going, man? Ruggiero asked to discuss future. Oh, it's going to be about the contract, isn't it? No, I don't... Why is there not an option to sell you? At that point, there should be an option to say, fine, I'll just sell you. Right? Hello, Ashish. In that case, let me just check. Should probably just sort it. So that's kind of what I've done with those other ones. Because these guys are kind of chefing a little bit now. Let's see. Eligibility. No. Must return within... Oh, he's got 6 months. Ah. Wait. 730. Yeah, that's... But he's only done 150. Yeah, he's fine. Wow, you get 6 months to go back. That's not too bad. Make an appearance. I think it's done as a percentage. So if there's like 5 games and they start 4 of them, then you pay for the 4 that they start, and then the other one is paid at a higher expense or something, I believe. Something like that, anyway. How the transfer goes. And if he does, he does. Right? Remember, we are trying to sell him this summer. Was Darren good? I actually can't remember, Darren, if he was good or not. I believe he was either Jamaican or Barbadian. So Rezic now wants a new contract, which he's definitely not getting. Benfica, I really hope we do actually get to sign this guy, because the other clubs that are interested, I'm curious. God, I keep mistaking him with Deng. So that guy's gone. New contract. What are you earning? You're earning 16 grand a week as a backup. You're looking really good though, but I won't tell him that. See you later, Hadrian. Oh, fuck off. You've got 3 years left on your deal. Actually, do you know what? Darko, I'd be honoured to give you a new contract. But first I must extend your current contract using a triggered release clause. Triggered clause. My favourite thing ever. Right, so that's now happened. Saku's in. Oh, the Nigerian's not that good. I wasn't expecting him to be good, but I had hopes, right? He only has 7 tackling, Christ. Champions League final with Lechia. Well, it's not like you have to leave if you lose, right? Quickest summary out of 2 boys. What do you mean, Dyron? So what I'll do is I'll do that. What? He knows I love him. I think. I think one of the other things when it comes to things like the content space is I always forget that when I'm talking about stuff on Twitch, I always forget that I'm not talking to the entire audience that watches me, because from like pie over the course of a stream, there's like a good amount of people, like 2,000 to 3,000 people tune in, but they're not there at once, and there is an element of me thinking that I have said this like loads of times, when in fact I have, but obviously not to everybody. Some people may have heard it many times, but it's like I realize that I'll put a video out that has like 30,000 views. I'm like, that's 30,000 people that have watched that. That's a lot more people. And like a lot of people are just simply unaware of the things that have been going on with me for the past year, basically, and they have no reason to not be unaware. Like they have no reason to have actually taken an interest to find that sort of stuff out. So I can totally see why there is an element of frustration from some people that would just be like, well, why is he not uploading videos? Because they wouldn't know, right? And it takes me a little while to sort of get my head around that. Let's try again, though. Work as content for you? No. It simply doesn't work as content. Because if you think about where the elements of a save that are good for content are, think of how many of those would be completely null and void during a save like that. I did think about the idea of doing it, but it would be so long and tedious that would be just tough. Lack of transfer windows, so you lose any kind of signing and that, and you also lose the scouting element of things. You're essentially just doing it has the ability to get stale super easily. Early ban recap. Yeah, so the ban recaps will be back seasonally once we start F26 again. They won't be in the same format as the way I'm doing the show-inch ones right now. That's annoying, but I think he'll say no anyway, so I don't really care. Because those just take too long. I think that's another one of these ones where I made a rod for my own back by trying to make these really high production value videos. The problem is they take too long and my brain suffers from that. I need to be able to make stuff that I can make quickly, but still be really high quality, but quickly. So that's something I'm going to be focusing on next year. Still too stubborn. Yeah, they both won't join us. We hadn't actually looked at Roland, to be fair. That's the other thing, Matt. I know, exactly. Good old Zop Plumber. There was a massive sale this summer as well. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Spurs, actually. It was like 200 million. Like, world record. Signing one. Honestly, no. Well, we have signed some people, but they're mostly just like random people. We haven't managed to sign anybody because we haven't got the money yet. Yeah, I mean, the whole same formulas every time thing, I prefer to not do because this is one of the reasons why there's been less agent videos, because I don't like doing the same thing every single time. I want each agent video I try to do had to be like a different concept. Otherwise, to me, it's just like, why would you watch this one over an original one, right? Rep go up. It might have done, but it hasn't like actively gone up in the sense that we can't see any notable change. I mean, maybe there have been changes actually. We'll check. I was like, no, I'm going to play some games. That's the thing. Oh yeah, no, it would be even worse for stream. Wait, what the hell? Oh wait, there we go. That was just France. So yeah, exactly. Whereas, like, for example, with Building a Nation recaps, I'm able to do those on the day after the stream and they're ready for the next day without an issue. I mean, while still showing a lot of information, but they're doable. But with the way that I'm doing it was this guy, Kevin Pucci, from Milan to Spurs, 206 mil. Wouldn't you agree? Divided by 2. Yes. The other way that you can do it, basically, because most of the time they'll ask for half up front and half in clauses, you just remove the clauses. Sort of does the same kind of thing, pretty much. Yeah, Spurs are kind of, after their 4th consecutive Premier League title, they've decided to spend even more money. More Twitch clips. Yes, the issue is, basically, unless someone's clipped it, the clip doesn't exist. So, yes, for next year, maybe I could find a way to do that, but unless the clip exists, it can't be included, and that's the problem. Because it's like, if I'm going to go... Basically, either the video comes out on the day of the recap for the next season, or I scroll through 15 hours of VODs trying to find the clips for the video, and then the video is delayed anyway. This is the problem, basically. So unless someone makes the clip, at the moment, it's unlikely to be included, because it takes so long to actually find them. That's the problem. So, like, if someone makes the clips, they can be included. That's one of the best things about it. But I do try to clip stuff, but it's just not always on the front of my mind. So he's got his contract extension now, so I should not be able to offer him one. Removing exclusives and percentages. Yep, that's before when you do the initial transfer offer, but yes. Mark a VOD as you should. So you can set markers, but the problem is Twitch VODs also expire, which won't be such an issue with Building a Nation stage, because I'll be accessing the footage really, really soon anyway, so that's not an issue. Whenever anything happens. Yeah, of course. But that's a bit like saying I'd be really good at content. It's not as easy as that, because my brain doesn't remember to do it. So if I don't remember to do it, it's meaningless. That's the issue. It isn't a lack of wanting to do it. It's an issue of not remembering to do it. That's... Just don't have ADHD. Just have you tried not? Twitch needs a better system. I feel like they're close to developing something like that, but yet to. One competition too fast. Not really, no. I guess, regular starter. Why did I think he was going to be like a star player or something? I'm fine with that. I'm just surprised. Now, he can't be on any more than 34, which he won't be. I will leave this in here, but I do want a boat clause as part of it. We did get to the Conference League a little bit too fast, yeah. Basically, Christian, I'm still waiting for them to get back to me about the QB check thing. It says it's being checked by the clinician or whatever, and they'll get back to you after that, but I can't even fill in any of the other information they need until they've done that now for some reason, which is really annoying, because there's all these boxes that were there before about like secondary evidence and all this crap, but I now can't access it to upload any. until they've finished faffing about with my... No, you don't. No, you don't. I see you, Darko. A little bit more. I'll tell you what. Lovely big fee for your agent. How about that? There we go. Love it. Last minute. No, bear in mind, I have a button that literally makes a clip from whenever I push it, or like it kind of goes back a little bit. Each stream. Basically, if I ask someone else to do it, that's another responsibility that they don't really need. And in addition, I would feel, in a situation like that, I'd be like, I need to pay you to do that, really, and I simply can't afford to do that. To me, that's like, you're actually working for me at that point. I do like the, have you just considered having a normally working brain? I try to find ways around it. The best I can do is that. Like, I do still clips. I've clipped stuff today as well. Because clips don't expire, but the VODs do. And that's the problem. So, like, when I press my clip button, it makes like a... Obviously, I can't do clip titles, whereas you guys can, of course. Which is one of the benefits, actually, when you guys do clips, because you get to title it. I think you have to title it now, actually. Never used to have to. But now I still get the, like, generic ones when I press my button. What we need is, like, I would say put a clip command in chat, but I worry that would just get overused. Then again, overuse is better than underuse, right? Hello, Ollie. How's it going, man? Yeah, no, totally get that, Hayden. I think you just need to remember that my brain doesn't work very well. And believe me, I beat myself up about it every single day. Movie on TikTok. Like, for the recaps I've been doing lately, I have been going through the VODs and actually collecting clips myself. And those that have expired, I've had to actually download the YouTube VODs, which then ruins the quality for some reason because YouTube's weird like that. And then I've got them from there, but that would not be something I could do with the Building a Nation recap. Clip command for mods? Maybe, but then at that point, surely they could just use the clip button, right? Hello, Kenneth. See my siren save and rate it. Oh, man, you can send me screenshots. The pins don't last. I don't really want to clog up the chat with it, really. I also just don't like asking the audience to do things that they weren't organically doing, I guess, right? It's like, if people wanted to clip stuff, if they wanted to, they what? The bare minimum and such, you know? We're getting in. But I will try to clip more next time around. Load video. Oh, nice. What nation would you recommend? Have you done one before, Ollie? Because if... Oh, wow, he's rubbish. God, I'm so disappointed. He was supposed to be the one. Probably... I mean, the key two are Hungary and Poland, frankly. Ireland, if you want to start a lot lower, but that does have its own problems. We're getting Frank and Baghaili and Limane. I guess they all came to a group decision to sign for us within 10 minutes of each other. Love to see it. Finally into pre-season now. Experience to be there in the moment. Oh, no, 100%. I'm agreeing with you whilst also saying that it's really, really difficult and not entirely practical. Like, what would be perfect is if the entire thing was told with voiceover, Hollywood production graphics, and, like, even more quality. But it's like, either the video comes out or it doesn't. That's the issue. I am still just one person at the end of the day. This guy is actually for 30 grand. You can't really argue. It's your responsibility, chat. Exactly. In theory, Archie, yeah, I did they're called 400-meter repeats today, which were really, really painful because my legs are still hurting from wow. Oh, Spotify's just crashed. Or something's crashed related to Spotify. Okay. The OBS browser thingy's just crashed. Right, one sec. Before we do anything else, I'm just going to quickly save the game here. Because I can't see chat at the moment, so forgive me. The internal chat browser's crashed. It's like an application error. All of my browsers just randomly shut off. How very fucking weird. Now I can't see chat. One sec. Let me just close the chat window and dock it back out again. Hopefully that works. Chat, I guarantee you someone's like, quick, say anything. I knew it. I knew you'd say that. I can see you again now. 3 midgets in a trench coat. 3 very small midgets. Ah, dear. No, I can see you again now. A building actually in Netherlands. A tough one, because you're already kind of halfway there with the Netherlands. So, I guess if you are going to do the Netherlands, you want to be a second tier side, pretty much. Like, if you start up any higher than that, it's going to be really tough. Is it actually frozen on stream now? Oh, for crying out loud, it is, isn't it? Which is weird, because that has got no... Huh. That was so strange, because that's not controlled by me. Like, that's an external system. To Mallory. He is younger, in fairness. Not too long, not too short. Oh, yeah, and I did 10 of them today. So it was 8.5k in total with 4 kilometers of the repeats inside it. Let me just turn that off. See if that fixes it. Might have to deactivate it and reactivate it, potentially. Don't know if that's even a thing I can do on this. There we go. Fixed it. But, yeah, they're hard. Particularly at, like, 4:35 pace. Kilometers, that is. For me, that's quite fast. Limane? Ooh. So after all this, I think the only player we actually managed to get was the guy from Nice, who's any good. But yeah, I think Mallory will be better because Mallory's older. I think what the biggest takeaway should always be, though, that I want the videos to be the best they can be. It's just I also have to somehow draw the line in pragmatic situations sometimes and be like, right, this is the best I can personally do. And I don't want to get in a situation where I'm overdoing it to the point where then you don't see anything ever. Because then with my perfectionist nature, that's where I get into real trouble. No, come on. 0% wages. No, you're going to pay me for him. Go away, AI computer nonsense. Oh. Well, I take it back. I guess you can do that then. That never works. I don't think I've ever actually had that work for me. I was just dicking about. Chat, you've seen it here for the first time ever. I was able to renegotiate an outgoing loan. Should have asked for more now, actually, really, shouldn't I? But still, £2 a week, I'll take that. 100%. Watch him turn down the loan. Deng making positive. Oh, hang on. Is anyone interested in a bit of the Deng? Yes. No, not on loan. On Permanente. I was hoping, man. Commanding plenty of interest. Is he now? All of them are loans. Pre-recorded stream. Yes. I'm actually in a different room right now. It would be funny as fuck if you just rejected it. How very weird. Maybe I will just start doing that. Chateau Roux want a bit of that as well. In a different room. It's in my other car, you know. Of the 2 cars, what I have in that. Pretending he's talking to it. Yeah, it's sipping. I'm actually in my gold-plated Bentley. What I live in. For I am a millionaire streamer. Actually, speaking of that, speaking of the fact that I'm a millionaire streamer, obviously, I imagine, I don't want to be loaned, take him off the list. Wait, don't want who to be loaned? Oh. He isn't technically on, I mean, he is, but I mean, I don't mind loaning him, but I'd much rather sell him. This is one of these things, right? Worst case scenario, we end up loaning him again, but I'd much rather just sell him. But taking him off the loan list is unlikely to increase people's likelihood of buying him. Oh, it's worth a go. So, Harry, yeah, we'd like to. I'll put him on no status set. You know, I'm ambivalent on the option, you know? But yeah, what I was going to say is, if I do sort out this potential stream sponsor that I was telling you guys about on Sunday, what I might do is just turn that specific revenue stream solely into a thing for the new PC, potentially. As a genuine PC fund. For once. Let's see. Paid crisis actors. They're putting regens in the water. They're turning the regens gate, chat. It's true. I've seen it. Let's see. Oh, they're all old. He says, yelling at a 26-year-old. Uncouth things on the internet. I know. Got a sense of the feet. Just being sensible. I know, crazy times. Just wasn't completely useless. Do go on. Right, some of these guys are... Yeah, these just are not realistic. Oh, actually, who are you? Oh, you're at Forest, which means large money, right? And also expensive. And right back. Oh, look at that. Useless to... Oh, also 81 grand a week, actually, is probably more the issue. Let's just get rid of them. Why am I doing that? I should have got rid of these guys first, actually. Because most of them... Unless it's seriously high... Oh, that's the striker guy. Actually, wait. We'll exclude him because I actually do want to look at him now that we can see him properly. It's good to know that the Mexican guy is still knocking about. No interest so far from abroad. I mean, he's got it. We just can't afford him yet. Other youngster. There was 3. There was Gritibust, the youngster, him, and there was the guy from Dinamo, and technically the guy from Ukraine as well, but he was very expensive. He's excellent. Absolutely no use to us currently, particularly with the money we have available. But if the money's there later in the window and still no interest, then I don't see a reason not to pick him up, just because of the sell-on value alone. But it's good to know that his attributes actually are ridiculously good. I tell you what, this Fuji man here, I actually don't know, Chris. It'll be more a case of what I can afford to use, basically. But Tucci, Serie D, 5-star player. Was he in the report there? Sorry, we'll get to him in a minute if he was in the report. He's got a Japan cap already. That worries me a little bit. Definitely want more information on him. Serie D 4-star player. This guy here. Oh, no. Where was he? You say he was Italian? Only Italian. Not in the report. Oh, where did you see him then? I'm curious. Send these guys around again. Is that Scott in there? Oh, wow, it's a Scott and it isn't Trevor Williams. First time ever. Should give us a couple of people to look at least. Some of whom we've already got on the shortlist. I liked Kovalev, didn't I? Oh, that's Bernicle. He's only on there because... Oh, it's Faizulin. That was the Shakhtar guy, wasn't it? Altucci. Oh, we already have him. He's our own player. We've already signed him, thankfully. He was one of the guys we got... Oh, I see. Yeah, he was one of the guys we got from the Serie D batch right at the start when we first turned that bit back on. You're way too expensive. Oh, what? Why are you on this list at all? Just 117 million pounds. Faizulin, he was the Ukrainian guy. I just don't like his dribbling, and he's really expensive. I don't know if that's going to go up enough. What about you? Are we paying Turkey tax? We are. Solid player, though. Hard to run. Yes, it's definitely going to be more difficult to run on old hardware just because it is going to be taking a graphical step forward. That much we do know. I'm not expecting it to be leaps and bounds, right? But just look at the specs that they released for FN25 as an example, right? They were... I suspect that 26 will likely be probably the same specs because it's built on the same thing, right? Surely. Free Bosnian. The Free Bosnian wouldn't even come on trial. He is having nothing to do with us, apparently. What the fuck? Capture me for streaming. I have no idea. I wouldn't even know how that sort of situation works, Gordo, to be honest. I'm not technically inclined enough to know even what that means. Mini saves with the example being surviving a season in Saudi Arabia with no staff. Wait, sorry, I thought we were talking about clipping things. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do like ChatGPT ideas for videos because I'd much rather the videos be videos that I've come up with examples of myself because I feel like I'm more attached to ideas that I personally have thought of, you know? Also, a season in Saudi Arabia, that doesn't sound like anything that people would actually want to watch particularly, I don't think. It's just, yeah, it's not my vibe. I've got loads of ideas, believe me. I have a huge list of them. Videos of being an exacting teacher. Let me exact upon you, Inferno. This guy's actually kind of fun. Can't afford him either, but he's really quite good attributes for someone so young. Definitely going on the list. Wait, no, I don't want to do it like that because I feel like that's inconsistent with the way that it actually does that. Was that the best one they had? What was the stupidest one it came up with? To your stream. Okay. Aggressive. Absolutely no reason. Let's see. Fontani. He's... weird, I guess. They're all just a bit expensive. And he does have Italian second nationality at least. That's something, I guess. No dribbling ability or really a lot of tackling ability, unfortunately. And is a little bit expensive. God damn it, man. He's left-sided too. So is he, but he's too expensive. This would all be a lot easier if we could just get Ruggeri to leave. That would solve so many problems. Or Bauer. Ooh, hello. He's actually really good. He's really good. He reminds me a bit of Velasquez, actually. I think he's older than Velasquez was when he signed for us, but the passing attributes are phenomenal. He can even tackle a little bit. Obviously, non-EU, which is the most annoying thing, but he's definitely worth a bit like Jordan, yeah. See, to be fair, you're not wrong, actually. He's got some good stuff going forward. I like him. Because I like Yurikov as the backup, but I don't know if he's got the ceiling, and he certainly doesn't have the nows, you know? Rimsy Yildiz. Oh, model citizen. Leipzig tax is so high. Not bad jumping reach, is only 6 foot, actually, to be fair. See his value, about £10 million. You're going to have to be more specific. When you say one more guy, in what context? Jordan, as far as I know, he's not done anything because I was really weird. I was surprised that it was Inter that were after him, frankly. Like, I thought Jordan looked okay, but he looked like one of those guys that he was already starting to crack into these kind of PA levels before we sold him. Wanted to sell. Bauer. Bauer's the one we want to try and sell, but there's no one interested. We've been trying to sell him for years, unfortunately. He just always has good... It's weird that no one's interested in him, frankly, because, like, he's really good. Well, she's wanted now. Ah! As I say that, mites are like high. Let me guess, he's not the first offer. Oops. Looking to generate funds. Would you believe it? Let's just have a look anyway, though. Okay. Ask the agent. Jesus Christ. Please. Somebody. The other Ayoza said about the one that was just called Ayoza. I think he's still there. It's annoying typing in Ayoza because obviously it generates multiple players. Oh. Wow. He's obviously getting enough. Tenerife C. As if this guy's still in Tenerife C. 19 grand a week. Tell you what, if we've got the money available towards the end of the window, I'd be tempted to save him. How is this guy not even getting into their B team? Maybe he is. He's just... So he played... Good God, the man played like 39 games last season. He is asking to leave. How much money do we have? None. We basically have £1 million until someone is sold. The board rewarded us for getting into the Champions League by giving us literally no money. In fact, they actually took money away from me, despite the fact the board has £26 million in the bank. I did also ask them for more money, and they said no, because of our financial situation. The financial situation of us having £23 million in the bank. This board are a little annoying. I thought that they would at least give us something for getting into the UCL. There's sometimes a lag year, which we talked about earlier, where you get into Europe, Champions League especially, and because you don't have the money from it yet, they don't invest in advance a lot of the time. See you later, Crabby. I'd love to get Ayoze in. Both main squad and B squad. That's... What's his name? James Milner, by any chance? Should we celebrate? No, I will never celebrate fiscal responsibility, Rob, apart from when I absolutely do. Siemens just gone to Saudi. As if it's happened again! Our youth intake this year is not going to have any fucking players in it. Auxerre have already stolen 2 of them in the same season. They've now gone after Benoit Boyer to Auxerre. That's the 3rd player in like the last 3 years we've lost to them. Ick. Sibander's progress. I guess he's making some. Sure. Please don't be too injured. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Play with the most league appearances. I pretty much guarantee... Oops, excuse me. There's my little bastards. He's blatantly going to be from Brazil, right? He has to be. At this stage, Iridium, one more and they're probably getting on there at this point. Just because they're 2nd in the league alphabetically. You can do it to other teams, Johnny, but you have no control over it. It happens entirely randomly, and it's happened a grand total of twice since the feature was introduced to me, and I've probably played like over 100 seasons of actively playing in the game. It's happened to me twice, and I think once was actually in this save. I can't remember where it was, probably at Tenerife. But yeah, it happens so rarely to you, which is... I wouldn't mind, but it needs to happen in even, like, both ways. More frequently, like a roughly 50-50. Or at least based on where your club is. Like, I can understand if you're a smaller side, it'd be weird if you were poaching players from the big clubs. But once you get to that point, it'd be weird if they're still poaching them from you. It does just kind of happen. You get no say over it, innit? Yeah, we had it happen with Treaty. No, it happened loads with Treaty because we used to get all of our players poached by English clubs at Treaty. It's really annoying. Chelsea took about 7 or 8 from us over the course of that save. It was a bloodbath, quite frankly. Let me just... what's the best one to use here? Probably just general info. No, that's not the right one at all. What am I talking about? Has DNA got that on it? No, why would that have it? This is where I need, like, James's one. Amateur scouting, maybe, is it got? No, it's youth appearances. Oh, no, it does. Right, okay, cool. All-time appearances, 944. Also, not a
I
Brazilian
wonder
player.
if us air will buy
King
perverts.
Jesse!
They both seem to be looking at a young Frenchman.
Perverts, by the way. He said he wanted to stay. I think we discussed this last time, actually, but he said it again. That electronic ankle monitor's not letting him leave anywhere near. Let's have a look. This is the thing. You can tell it just hasn't really got a clue about a lot of the actual mechanics inside. And drama with storytelling and press conference style updates. Oh, you know how much people that play FM love press conferences? Oh, it's my favourite part of the game, personally. He is the best. Let's have a look at this guy. And wonder how on earth he's managed this. Alban Gocci. So his league appearances is actually only 708. So what the hell cup is bro playing in that's enabling him to get all these extra appearances? Oh, it might be because he's playing for the first team and the B team in the same season, like you said. Yeah, like this season here, he played 50 league games. That'll do it. I think it's just that he's playing loads of like B team and A team games. It's a stat, isn't it, technically? General, though. Like career, all-time league appearances. He loves it. He bloody loves football. And who could blame him? It's great. Anyone over 900 except for him? No, nobody's over 900. What am I talking about? We already established this. Over 700 will be a couple. There we go. Yeah, that, and once you realise that you could just literally click the same exact answer second from the left in the press conferences and it would always give you some kind of bonus over time, then it was at that point a little bit pointless. Luis Turato, 35-year-old goalkeeper of Atletico Paranaense. Sorry, Paranaense. Then, you know who I'm talking about. Veteran goalkeeper, 441 games for Juventude and then 304 games here. That's what I'm talking about. There we go, 64 games. He played 70 matches that season. That's what I'm talking about. More of that, please. Just the 70 games that season. That was with no cup games. Like, is that because the state championships are the sort of the cups of Brazil and they count as league games as far as Brazil is concerned? Amazing. That's an insane amount of games. We have had players from Brazil go over 1,000 games in the Sirens say, but I wonder if that's because the league wasn't switched on. So then again, it's to my finger. You got an injury. Is it a yellow or a red injury, Hayden? Champions League early rounds. Go on, Birki Cup. Oh, I love that. The Maltese side playing against the Hungarian side. 2 of the big boys from our previous 2 Building a Nation saves. Who will come out on top? It's obviously Ferencváros. 3-0, understandable. Wait. Oh no, for a second I thought that was Almeida. By the way, Almeida has joined someone else for quite a cheap amount of money, which is annoying because we still couldn't have afforded him, but it was like just on the cusp of being afforded. It was like £5 million. But they wanted it up front. I think it was Bristol City, actually. And like the thing is, with me and like ideas for saves and stuff, I have ideas constantly. I'm always adding stuff to my Notion database. It's just, it's translating that fast enough out of that to fruition that has been the problem over the last 18 months for obvious reasons. But hopefully that should be at least a lot more eased next year. That and just the novelty factor of the new game alone will probably do it, even if I'm not. I've got them all up, but like at the end of the day, it's just like ChatGPT's waffle, isn't it? Most of the time with these things. Series of one of it, every bit of club with only free try. But yeah, it is. It's just. It's one of those things where you can tell that it has like a sort of surface level understanding of what FM is and certain concepts. Do you know what? To be fair, it actually shows that it does have a pretty decent understanding of what FM is to like a certain point. Real Fulham this but we really are, but like, no, the thing is we're not like Fulham. Fulham have no excuse for not signing players. We do. Fulham have money to burn. Like they have some, just like my streams, really. XG Guide is much more difficult when it is just you, and I always tend to overthink things a lot of the time, and then shame spiral about it afterwards, just for funsies, you know. See, for example, yesterday. It's like I always say with this, it's just like no matter how much you're like on my back about it, believe me, I'm 10 times worse on myself. I really should, Don. Do you know what? I haven't tried not doing it, and I appreciate the suggestion. Just random things as well. Okay, cool. But semantics. Accusing Jack Workspace of cheating. Why did he not resign or something? Also, cheating what? What were they accusing him of doing specifically? Was he editing those bloody attributes? I bet he was. That naughty work the space. He's rejected it as if he's actually rejected the loan. Fernie, buddy, we need you to go out on loan, otherwise you will never play for us ever on the pitch. It's worth a look, right? Why does no one want my players? Homegrown only team. Making regens. But surely you would just... How could you do that? Unless you, like, actively... LLM save easier. Oh. Where's he doing the save? Like, which country? This is where it's like England, and it's like, why would he need to change anything? Doesn't want to go anywhere. I mean, it is his full name after all. Kiala. Wait, why is it non-negotiable? Actually, to be fair, we might as well. Yeah, why would he need to change anything? It's England. They have one of the best youth ratings in the game. Transfer list them. Because we will lose all their value. Like... There's no point in us selling a player that we need to sell to get money for no money, because then we've lost the player and we don't have the money after it. That's the thing. And even that doesn't work half the time anyway. If you transfer list a player, you'll immediately halve their value, and then clubs will offer you half of that new value. Understandably so, because they know that you want to get rid of it. That's a mechanic that actually works exactly how you'd expect. I've given us decent youth facilities at this level. That's why when I was going to try and do something like that, I picked a club that actually just randomly had... Like, the reason I picked Beaconsfield is because they actually have weirdly good youth facilities for the level they're at. Like, way, way better. Boston United is another one that you can do that's got, like, really good recruitment, for example. Let's see if they will let me... I'm going to try it again. I'm going to tempt fate. Why are they suddenly accepting these? I'm loving it, but I don't understand. Maybe it only works if they haven't already offered you money. Ah, I'm seeing now. So, they did offer me more, though. I think. Why is loan negotiation suddenly work? Yeah, Carapici will get registered. I just haven't registered any of them yet because we haven't got a league game for ages, so I figured I'd just wait and then register them all at once. Yeah, there is. Someone in this chat a little while ago was doing a save with that exact... it's gone to Hartlepool. With that exact database. Yeah, with Boston. I don't know what they start. Boston actually start even with higher than Beaconsfield. The thing with Boston that put me off is because they were a little bit further up the leagues. Now, when I was doing it, another one you can try is Loughborough University. They have insane facilities. But for some reason, when you load into the save, the game ignores them and pretends they don't have them, which is really odd. So like, if you look in the pre-game editor, Loughborough Uni have got crazy good like youth recruitment and stuff, but when you actually try to load it, it just doesn't work for some reason. Yeah, I think Beaconsfield is actually maybe even higher than that. Maybe I'm thinking, maybe not. Maybe it was Loughborough. I think Beaconsfield might be 11. For each one of kids, no, none of them will talk to us. They are not having any of it. I'm hoping we can get Greta Boost once... Who? I mean, if you're going to pay me more money, then crack on, lads. Wow! Why are they suddenly accepting all of these? This is brilliant. Jose Garcia's gone to Arsenal. He's on 270 grand a week. Not a pro club? I guess so, but like, why have the facilities as part of the game if they're not going? If it's going to be ignored by them? Like, as in, if that was the case, wouldn't they just set that to not have that in the pre-game editor if the game's just going to ignore it? Bear in mind, Beaconsfield aren't a pro club either. Once you go below sort of National League South, you're dealing with semi-pro or most likely amateur even at that level. Well, I'm hoping that we can get Greta Boost because there's no interest from anyone else yet, even though he's asking to leave. Which begs the question of, I guess he's asking, but they're not telling anybody. They're just keeping it real quiet about the fact that he desires to leave. Lille have signed someone called Martin on a free transfer, in fairness. They're going to have to build a squad if they're going to try and win the title again. Basically, we're just going to go back in for those guys every couple of months. Every, like, month, basically. With the temporary while you're having yours upgraded. I guess. But the team is a club. Like, the game doesn't have any distinction between them and any other team in their league. They are just a team. That's what I find weird about it. Like, they've not got some special designation because they're a uni. That's just the name of the team. I mean, they are, obviously, but FM doesn't know that. Why is it that Boston have such good youth recruitment? Because as far as I know, that is, like, have they historically generated loads of players? I mean, maybe they have, but it just seems odd. Because I remember they were like a League 2 club. Because my aunt and uncle lived there. Not at Boston United, that'd be weird, but in that general vicinity. Could catch me right? I mean, I guess. The closest one would probably be Lincoln. I'd have thought. As far as, like, the Boston Wombles. Yeah, they got passed on that. They traded the rest of them. Red card and that's fine. Put a selection. Info. Hang on. So how did you fix it, Wilson? I'm a bit confused because I genuinely would love to know how you fixed this properly. Because just in case anyone has the same issue, because that was a really weird one that I'd not seen before. Decent stats, I guess. But even so, it does still seems abnormally high. Like, in that case, where's Ely City's youth? Why is their youth intake crap? I don't know what their reference is. I mean, it doesn't matter at this stage of the save. Way! One. Up the one. Up the fact the stadium name's wrong as well. Up the fact the badge isn't even correct, I don't think. All of these things are my fault, of course. Let's try this. Wait, Lorente, I forgot about him. Yeah, he ain't really good enough for that role. There we go. Weirdly kind of good. Training camp squad. Who's going to kick off about not being in the training camp squad? Or was the selection info ticked? So... like there. I just don't know how that would have affected your ability to select players, though. Who is this? Oh, I remember this guy. Lad, here's a fun idea. Leave. Top left one. Top left, top left, top left. Selection info. Top left. Maybe it's not the same in my skin. Or I'm just being streamer blind, of course. It's also just occurred to me, I need to get rid of this second tactic, because I accidentally put another one. Let me just clear slot. In there? Oh! Oh my god! I had no idea. Wow, okay, Wilson, yeah, no. So, hang on, if I... Wait, does that... So that blocks you from... Oh, I see. Right, okay, I get what you mean. So on this screen, it makes sense that it would be like that, but it, for some reason, had somehow ported itself over onto other screens where you really, really don't want it. Right, that makes total sense, yeah. Crap, how do I get back to what I was using? It's that one, I think. Yeah. Phew. That makes total sense. Yeah, that would be really annoying. It's just weird that it even has that thing. Like... I'm happy you left me out the training council. Mate, no one cares. Extra rest. Mate, I don't care. I'll sell you. Like, I've never heard of you. This guy kicks off every single summer about this for some reason. I mean, not for some reason. The reason is very clear, because he's a penis. How did you eventually figure it out, Wilson? Just because that's random. Because I wouldn't have even thought to look. I mean, given how long it took us to figure it out. Or rather, not figure it out. Fanuzzi, Marine getting a free transfer. Potench. Do a bit of that. Monasterio. Ooh, left side. Oh, it's way expensive, though. Oh, I'll tell you what. If he was... He's one of those guys that, like... I would love him on a free transfer. Obviously, he's free. Better Stuff Ideas, haven't got any at all. Better Stuff Ideas is one of those things that just occur to me and then I go, yeah, that's the one. It's hence why they've been so random and eclectic. Like we had Dundee, then we had HJK, then we had USMNT. Before that, it was Scotland national team. Obviously not going to be... Nah, MLS would be a disaster. I don't understand it, and doing it as a beta save in a brand new game, that's just a great way to not have anyone interested in the save. Like, when the hype is as high as that, the last thing you want to be doing is something that turns people off. I let my personality normally do that, Hayden. Right. The idea will come to me. Like, someone will say something in chat at some point, and I'll go, yeah, that seems fun. And then that will just be stuck in my head as the thing I want to do at that point. That's just how my brain is. It just latches onto things. And then it's just impossible to shake it off. Essentially. Help explain MLS. We don't have time, Benny. We've only got like an hour and a quarter stream left. Chat has to coach you through. Oh, yes, I can see that going really well in here. That definitely wouldn't be a massive disaster. Oh, this was the other guy. This was Kravinovic. He's decent. Professional, low adaptability, but we're close enough that it's okay. He's still got a way to improve as well. Young. The dribbling's a little bit sussy, but he does have solid physicals. The marking is really good, and he's got great tackling. But of course, like many of the other players that we actually want to sign, he won't join us either. What about this guy? The Serbian dude that we liked the look of. That I still can't afford, but at the very least it'd be nice to know if he'd sign for us too. Jesus Christ! Good God. Nobody wants to sign us. What about you? Not that we need you right now at all. That's like one position that we are absolutely... Oh, of course. Naturally, the one position that we don't need someone. He's like, yeah, lads, like, come on up. I'll get involved. Oh, yeah, no. It's one of those things where I'm sure I could learn it, but it's a question of would it actually be worth it from a content perspective to learn it? And I think, unfortunately, the answer is probably no. Striker. Actually, true, yeah. That's probably the most useless position we can have for sure. Wolverhampton Man United. Good luck with that. As until they sign 18, that's not true at all. We've signed players out of these leagues at 16, even 15 before. You just have to get the right player at the right time with the right reputation and the right club. It's more than doable. 18, generally speaking, is better. And even at 18, there's no guarantee they will sign for you. It's down to whether your rep versus what they want, basically. Ostracized Hassan? No. Because we have no money. So my only plan there is basically to get him back on loan at the end of the window again. For the third, I think it would be less likely this time. Oh, how is he still not fully scouted, by the way? We found this guy literally a year ago, And he's played 22 games in that time, but still we've not got any scouting knowledge of him, really. But it is that time of the week where we offer for him again anyway. Let's get rid of that this time. Oh, don't be cheeky. Come on. He's going to say no anyway, but it's worth finding out. I don't want to discuss. Yeah, it's like I said, it's all relative. DLP, AP, there's a loans. Not that's the end of the world. Yeah, that shows you how powerful team report scouting is, though, because we basically have taken a year to get back to the same level of knowledge that we had the second the team report came through. So that's why it's so overpowered, because you can actually get that level of knowledge so quickly. Ooh, he's not. It's like we're shopping in all the designer shops and can't afford anything on the shelves anyway. Oh, hang on, he had high CA. Oh, is it Inter? Another loan option. Maybe in August, perhaps, yeah. Oh, of course it will, yeah. But that's not a thing we've got active in the save. And honestly, like, I think if I had like some database where all the youth ratings were like equalized and things, it'd be interesting for about 2 seasons until it was no longer interesting, because then you've no longer got to try. It sort of takes a lot of the skill out of scouting and becomes pure random, which is, admittedly, a lot of scouting is random anyway, but it would be great because we'd be like, hey, look, one kid from Fiji, but then it would also be like, hey, we have no idea where to scout anymore, and everything's just kind of a bit random, whilst still looking kind of cool, though. It's more the sort of thing that would be good for like a one-off video than it would be for, you know, long-term save kind of stuff. I want like other guy to come back through. God, none of these players are. Jose Maria Arce, a little bit slow. Oh, he's a determined boy, though. Heredia. We were talking about the database that equalizes youth rating, Don. So it basically gives every single nation the same youth rating. That doesn't mean they'll all produce the same quality of youth players, because you still need stuff within that to actually produce the players. So clubs that have better youth recruitment and stuff will, in theory, still get better players. Randomly, you have to know how, yeah. Making all developed nations. What, making all the developed nations the same? It just isn't a thing that I'm super interested in. Other than with those sort of things, I find they're like great for like one-off little experimenty videos, but actually for long-term saves, I think it would get quite tedious, or rather tedious to me specifically. That's why when all these like crazy databases that Hadrian and I come up with, I never do actual like long-term stuff on them. I mostly just go, hey, this is what it looks like after 20 years of this nonsense. Good luck, everybody. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what we did. Although we only did it with Hungary because that was the nation we were managing and we didn't want to change too many things. But it is weird the way that FM... Basically what they need, Hayden, is like more designations for clubs, for nations to have, rather than it just being one of those 3, because there's so much more nuance within it. Christ, is anybody... Oh, I haven't even fully scouted yet. Oh, hang on, the Maltese guy? There's still hope for us yet. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. He's just clipping that 5-star potential barrier. Carlos Nava. No second nationality. Good player, though. This is how it looks after 20 years of this nonsense. I'm really confused as to what we're talking about now. Let's see. Oh dear. Club of the mid-match do go on. Which was the club? I'm going to dip back into the who is actually wanted of our players and try and find a way to sell them again. I just want one sale. It's actually kind of crazy that we are... I'm surprised we're not even getting bids from like our best players, the guys we don't even want to sell. It seems odd that we wouldn't be getting bids on them, considering, you know, a team comes out of nowhere and does really good things. And everyone's just like ignoring them. It's like, where are all the teams circling around our talent that I don't normally want to happen, but on this occasion I'll accept it on this one specific occasion? Wow, Bastien Garnier is worth a freaking fortune. So is Deng. Learn about Paris FC. Come on. I think the issue with him is they probably see him as overpriced. That's one of the downsides of being in these types of leagues, is that They probably don't see the value in a player like Deng. For that kind of price, anyway. Like, there's plenty of interest, but it's all loan. What about... Who else could we potentially... Obviously, Ruggieri. Coming to Forest... Well, God, Forest are crushing it. Oh, he's unhappy. Oh, you wanted the new deal, didn't he? No one's interested. Wait, no one at all now? Oh, it's only Marseille that want him now. Where's Red Bull Salzburg's interest gone? We had this exact same problem last summer. A badge, though. Let's have a look. Many questions need to be asked. Is that a shark? Oh, it looks like a shark on a Ghanaian flag. They've just gone to the Ghana Sharks. No, I mean, surely it'd be better to, at this point for Awuni to like move on. Bolivian shark, yes, true. The Rastafarian shark. Oh. Do you know what? The Sunderland business now is reminding me a little bit of Forest when they came up that first time and people kind of lambasted them for it. But it seems like oddly reminiscent of the way that they're shopping, because Sunderland are back in the market again. They signed another guy yesterday for like £30 million again. When Celebrini grows dreadlocks, you know it's coming. It'll be like some bet between him and Will Smith next year. Good squad. Do you reckon, who's managing Borough these days? Because didn't they sack Michael Carrick? Or is that just the thing that's happened in FM that I've somehow translated into real life? Bongani Fortune? How is he not wanted? Oh, Rob Edwards. Okay. That's, yeah, fair. No. No one's interested at all. Go down while filming it. Morel Oscar? As much as I wouldn't like that, it's a loan anyway. I love how well the intermediary feature's working, actually, where it, like... when he just doesn't do anything. Go on. Way! Right, okay, here we go. It's a 10% one, but Sun Ming is going to come up trumps for us. I think we just need money at this point, right? We need money. Bauer's off in a year anyway. We'll have to take the 10% hit. Because even though that one's cheaper... Because let's be honest, it's going to be 4.9 if we go with that one, whereas this one will be 7.5. So it might as well be this guy. Sun Ming to the rest. Sun Ming to the rescue. Mashego Ualabi? Oh, here we go. Right, now, okay, that is a bit more like it. Okay, this time I will be willing to go for this one because it's not too bad. Victor Ualabi as well. That'd be nice. Really, most of the time I find it's towards the bottom, but then I don't actually do that very often, in fairness. Let me go back up, see if there was any I missed, like Garnier for some reason. I know he's our backup goalkeeper, but imagine if we did sell him for that fee. Or someone was randomly interested. Yeah, okay, I didn't think so. Spurs have won the league for... Yeah, really, I should have dropped the realism element when Spurs won the league 4 years in a row, and are still doing so. Oh, what about Surin? I said I'd be willing to sell him too, didn't I? Nope. Okay, it's something, if nothing else. No one up here I really want to sell other than Deng. Is it 5? No, it could be. I think it's 4 in a row, definitely. We had a couple of bits on Nagalo right at the start of the window. I turned them down because they weren't actually that good. And they probably just can't afford him. Hello, Hamburger. For Eze. Oh, really? Yeah, I heard it was like 60 million. And there was some other weird, like, term that was used, like global transfer rights or something, which maybe it's just another one of these things where, like, something in a contract has changed and this new word is going to be everywhere. We came third in the end, Hamburger, which was very, very nice. And we got into the Champions League. The only downside is we haven't got any money to build a squad for it at the moment. So we're desperately trying to sell a couple of guys to just build it. That's Bongani Fortune. He was that South African guy who seems to have quite good potential. If I recall, the only issue with him is that he didn't have very good jumping reach. He was like 10 jumping reach on a centre-back, which was just like, just below, well, obviously not just below, like quite a lot way below, and he didn't have the work rate for the midfield. I'll show you in a minute. I think if that's who you mean, it was Bongani. He is worth a fortune for sure. Where is he? This guy here. Oh, he's got, okay, so he's gained a little bit. Oh, he's a wonder kid. Wow. Trophy-wise, all domestic. So we've won We haven't actually won that many trophies, in fairness, because most of the time we've moved clubs before we've had the chance to win trophies. Christ, have we won any? He seems to have grown a little bit, maybe. No chance of getting those guys. They won't talk to us, basically. He's got really good... The aggression's a little low. This guy might be a bit more usable, actually. More than he was last year, for sure. Is he first team? Yeah, he is good. Okay. That would make me even more comfortable about selling someone like Serdan Schubert if we could. Paralimni are in for him. How about you pay the whole... They're not going to pay the whole lot, are they? Isn't that less? Ah, sure, whatever. Bosman 2. Guys, 2's the... Yes, I did actually see that usual suspect, because that feels the sort of thing that could potentially actually backfire on players a lot more. Because I think if they were actually to establish that contracts can be broken at any times, I suspect that would end up actually going the other way as well, and it would be a great way of clubs being able to just terminate players' contracts at random. And while it might benefit a couple of very high profile footballers, I suspect what it would really do is screw over almost every footballer at the lower leagues. But maybe I'm misunderstanding it, and perhaps it wasn't as simple as that, because I do remember we talked about this on stream the other week. Oh no, I'm not loaning Oscar out anyway. Certainly not for the fee of 0. Lorente, again, you're not paying. Binder making positive development. Good to know. Yeah, he's set up for a big season. I mean, not that he didn't have a good year last year. He got, what, 12 goals and 13 assists. He's insanely good. It's Bearing whistles. There's just loads of... It just seems like players are throwing tantrums left and right now. But not Rodrigo Muniz, because he's a good guy. Here we go. Amorim in for Bauer. 8.25. Yeah, the followage thing has been broken for a little while, unfortunately. Hey, Nitro. Lissandro Diarra wants... Wait, Lissandro Diarra? Am I thinking of the right person here? Yeah, William wants his current club, nobody, to release him so he can rejoin Fulham. Well, we're definitely going to accept that. We might be able to potentially offer him out for more now. Maybe. Since we sell him. What do you think, Daz, of the Brentford's new striker? He got the penalty. Was it? I think he's a striker. He got the penalty at the weekend. Fulham, as far as I know, the only player we've been linked with still is Kevin. Still. Yeah, Shrez says is still saying no offer for Bauer. It is odd, considering we've accepted a bid for him of like nearly that amount anyway. Let me just try 8.5 and go right back. Set up for Champions League. No. We've managed to sign exactly nobody because we've not got any money. I am trying desperately to get some money in at the moment. Oh, go away. Wait, hang on. He's not getting a new contract. He wants 80 grand a week, you bell pieces. Yes, he has. But his contract demands are unreasonable. Oh my God. Fucking FM, man. Yes, believe it or not, lads, I'm not going to give the player that's on 30 grand a week 80 grand a week when everyone else is on 30 grand a week. That seems like a bad idea. Also, I'm trying to sell him. Deary me. I'm sure that will definitely get fixed next year. It won't. Yeah, the whole Sterling's a Fulham thing. I don't know.
Royal and not exactly ancient order of the Chattos. Best investment ever.
It's just like... The thing with Sterling is his wages would be obscene. Or a massive meanie. I know. Why won't he break the wage? Now, what they want actually, Rob, is they want him to be on 80 grand a week. So that way, then they ask for their new contract and they say, hey, bro's on 80 grand a week. I need to be on at least 70 now. That's the long game they're playing right now. Fair and balanced feature. I see what you mean. Convinced by to find a new club. At this stage, since we've already got 8.25, we may as well transfer list him because we've got a deal agreed. This is where he turns it down and we end up having to sell him for like 2k. Oxford have signed Kareem. Anderlecht, they're in for Ualabi. Lovely. It's a bit low. I would have liked a bit more. A bit more like Barney. Well, Rob, I do indeed love you. just try and offer him out for like 5 and just see if there's any random interest now that we've established that. Yeah, that kind of money is just not something Fulham could ever do. Nor would I want us to either, because I don't think he would actually offer us that much. I'm the manager. I know, exactly. This is where I look and I'm on like £10,000 a week or something, and I'm already overpaying them. I don't know how much Roy's on. Also, I didn't do the trophy look. I'm so sorry about that. What is my contract currently? 20.5k. Well, your boy's doing all right, you know? He's doing okay. Yeah, we genuinely haven't won that many things. Like, we won the Cymru South with Cardiff Dragons, but that was a league title. We did win Nacional 1 with Sochaux, and we won the second division in Portugal. But we actually haven't won a single cup competition in this entire season. We did get to 2 cup finals in Portugal in the very first season in the top flight, but we lost to Benfica both times because Benfica are just the worst. Pog was obsessed with that for a bit, Stewie, as well. She tried to introduce it to me, make me understand, but I just didn't get it. I think I'm just... The last thing I do is more things infesting my brain. Yeah, Villa have signed quite a lot of players of it. Or have they? I don't know. These are quabbles that do not affect Fulham. They're just so dominant in this save, especially when we were in Portugal. We played Benfica 5 times in our first season in the top flight there. We lost to them in both cup finals as well, and got absolutely clubbed by them on the final day of the League 2. It was just like death taxes and losing to Benfica that season. It was insane. Makes good content for the recap, but... So yeah, you're still terrible. Like... But, oh, actually, yeah, that's terrible with a Continental C license. I don't know if you're ever going to get there. But it's fine. You're only coaching the youth. We don't need the youth of tomorrow to be any good or anything. That would be silly. Dina's on 150... hey, as long as I'm not paying his wages for my fantasy team. Oh, look what he's done. He smoked you right off there, Stewie. This is a bop, though. Now watch Bauer drag that transfer, because that would be... That'd be £12.5 million we'd get. This is the thing. Liverpool actually do sell well. Did I see a thing that was basically that Omari Hutchinson's just left Ipswich to go to Forest for, I think, 37 million. That 37 million is higher than any fee that Arsenal have ever received for a player. And I think their record fee was Oxlade-Chamberlain to Liverpool for 35 million. I might be wrong about that. Because that's fucking mental, if that's the case. Skibbity added to the dictionary. Good lord. I'm never buying another dictionary. We get 90% at the moment. So we should be okay on that front. I think it's 90%. Yeah, 90% of the budget is kept for us for the time being. Obviously, we'd have to earn another 50 million to get that to be reduced, which, do you know what? If we do, then I'm happy. But right now, we're not. It is interesting, though, considering Chelsea's... I mean, I know Chelsea have still made a loss on a lot of these players that they're actually selling, but they are still getting reasonable returns on them, where the losses are not too severe. Hello, Oblivion, or Matt, rather. I'm excellent, my friend. How are you? Says Cambridge Dictionary. Ah, yeah. No, it's those Durham Dictionary losers. Bloody Durham dictionaries. Yeah, Chelsea just losing in small amounts. It's like a death by 1,000 cuts with Chelsea. Probably most of the players. No, so the I believe the stat was that there was a net. It wasn't a massive loss, but it was like it was a small loss of like 20 million or something over the course of every player they've bought since Bowley joined. So it might be because they've sold a couple of guys that were already there, perhaps. I think it was just the Bowley guys. But it was pretty close. Still not useful, but it is a lot better than others. No, I think Chelsea's squad is good, and I think Maresca is a good manager. I would put Chelsea in the top 4 this year, barring something crazy happening. But they have got that sort of powder keg element of things, where with Chelsea, things are either going to go brilliantly or they will just implode. And I'll have a nice time either way. Well, not either way. Definitely with the second one. Are they still paying for Coutinho? Christ. I forgot McGinn was even there. World Champions Chelsea FC. Should we try and get this guy in again? He's under a bid from and a club that doesn't exist. Oh, he's back. Right, youngster. Okay. See if he tries to be a penis again. I'm not giving you $4,000 a week. But I will offer you a longer contract. I'll offer you more money up front. How's that sound, Jakob? Oh my god. Do you reckon he's going to turn this... Hang on. I want to see if he does this again. Right, let's try a $3,000 a week. Okay, fine. That's going to go. I just really want this... He's really annoyed me into giving him a better contract. Are you in for Reza? Oh, yeah, 100%. In fact, if we sell him... What? I've been told by the squad. Do you mean these two lads? That's the squad now, by the way. These two lads. Deary me. Those first few league games are going to suck. Velasquez and the lads. They're the Velasquez. No, that doesn't work. Well, it kind of does, but it's a mouthful. But yeah, no, if we'll... Actually, you know what? If we sell Muniz to Atalanta, we'll have 2 Isaacs. Why not? I'll take 2, please. I just don't see him going to Atalanta. Especially the longer it rumbles on, the less chance I think it has of happening, because it becomes even more stupid for us to sell him. Every day that passes, it's like, that's become even more dumb. Now then, it is Fulham, so never rule it out, right? 11's Isaac. Ooh. Draw the line at 10. Don't want him in goal. Don't trust him there. Just do a swap deal. Imagine. Isak ends up at Brentford after all this. Do you know what? I'd love that. Even though they'd be better, I would love that. Who's the Isak replacement then? Is it Jacob Ramsey? Speaking of Jacob Ramsey, I think it was Jacob Ramsey. Did you guys watch some of the things from the pronunciations video? Because that came out on Friday night. I actually watched some of the video itself, and there's some bangers in there. One of my favourite one was the Villa player. I think it was, might have even been Jacob Ramsey at the time, who has the worst possible voice crack. Yeah. I watched the video like 10 minutes after it was actually put up. Interesting. Sochaux have informed you that Hereford Power is not for sale at any price. I can't help but feel like that's a lie, given that I'm actively trying to sell him. And what? Very confusing statement there. That usually does mean something, and I've forgotten what it means. It's happened before. There was another one where the game got confused and started negotiating with me as if I was the one trying to buy the player, when in actuality I was selling him to Inter. I was able to basically ask the Inter manager to negotiate the deal on my behalf when he was the one buying the player. Very strange. Yeah, there was that one. There was also... the Norgal... He's not Danish by any chance, is he? Because that would explain it. Hey, Fernie. No, not to Darmstadt. You can only go to Spain, my friend. Make more because intermediary fees. Good point, actually, yes. That makes total sense. It was 825 on it. Lorenzo's gone off to loan. Lovely. Velazzi, one of the Velazzi's. He did a little bit, yeah. I loved how some of them as well in the video... Like, Palace's one was like 3 dudes, and then the Fulham one lasts about 9 minutes while the guy behind the camera is just having a lovely chat with Tom Kearney. Klopp, maybe? We definitely did it with an Inter manager when we were at MTK. That much I do remember. Frank, did he actually? That's even better. Because I like to believe that foreign commentators are now just going to be using that since that's what it's for. Probably deserves a new deal, maybe. He's returned... All right, fair enough. That's on him. Ualabi to Anderlecht for £3.8 million. It's not great money, but it is some money. I would have liked more, but we're never going to use him, not with the new guys coming in. If we get him and Bauer done, we can finally get maybe a left-sided player, because that's obviously the first port of call. We might actually do some attribute scouting if that happens. I apologise that we've not signed as many players or like signed people in the way that we normally do in these transfer windows. It's the first time we've really come into a transfer window with so little money to play with, and I was expecting more active interest in our players, even like the really good ones, to the point where I was expecting that we may have to actually sell someone like Nagalo just to fund us for like 5 years to just build an absolute super team in that, even though it would take a couple of years for them to come to fruition. But other than the 2 bids I rejected off stream before stream from like Fulham and a French side, no one's really come in for it at all. We did 20 as plenty earlier, but it'll probably be fresh players this time anyway. As pilot and co-pilot, we're going to official visits. You love to see it. But do they actually fly the plane, or are they just like titles? Is the question. They really fly like John Travolta style. He flies planes, doesn't he? I love the Premier League pronunciations video. It's not a thing that you'd expect to be like big content, but like, because it's just an hour and 20 minutes of people saying their names. But I knew there was going to be some absolute maymays in it. And the second I saw the Jacob Ramsey one, because I watched that video, it just happened to come out right as I was scrolling my YouTube page. I saw that, I was like, well, that's going to be memes for the next week. Oh. Much of Hayden Hackney. I don't know who that is. Is it a footballer or is it a comedian? I genuinely do not know who that is. I'm really bad with this because a lot of the time in FM, I'm not signing these players because I never get the chance to sign them. Wow, they're going to pay us good money for him. Nice. Plays for Borough. Oh, really? Yeah, again, I have simply no knowledge of the player. Like, the name sounded vaguely familiar, but I used to have a lot more knowledge of these types of players back when I was doing rebuilding former Premier League team every single season, because you'd always get to... These kind of guys would be the kind of guys that would come through in those saves, get released, and you could pick them up brilliantly. But now, because I've been doing a lot of these building a nation saves, I don't get to touch the real players at all a lot of the time. Like, back in the day when it was like, I had Callum Doyle on a save of mine, and he was so good.
You see this?
No, I have ball knowledge, just not current ball knowledge. 2006 ball knowledge, I'm your man. Shortsy, thank you for the follow. I've been watching a lot more football the last week. It's just... like, had I not been away on Saturday, I'd have been watching that stuff all day. It's just I was actually watching football. But that's okay. That's a reasonable excuse. I missed the football because I was watching football. I've got Barclays knowledge. Yeah, literally. I think it was just because at the time, like, as a sort of 14, 15-year-old, I didn't think go out a lot. So I was just, like, watching football religiously, and that was like my escape from the sort of general mundanities and the sort of, yeah, that's why I was so like deep into football at that time. And then I became expressly mediocre, and now I handle that in weird ways. Right, so that loan's gone through as well, actually. Who the... Oh, these are all still guys on the Serie D list, aren't there? Oscar's injured too. Right, let's have a look at old Skibidi. It won't be long. Oh, surely not. Oh, bloody hell, this close. We've got Jakub Skibicki, Polish as well. It's not far off, like scarily not far off. Removing Whisper from my barks in the conversation. It's only in Burmo now. Interesting. Is that because Burmo didn't kick off? He actually looked pretty good about in the game. I love that we haven't even spoken about the Man United Arsenal game. Classic there was. I did watch that. I actually thought Man United looked okay in places in that game. From an attacking standpoint, they seemed to have a good amount of firepower going forward. But it also seemed like exactly the same problems as last year in many ways, where Man United create a lot of chances, but just never seem to score. I don't remember what their like XG underperformance was last year, but if I recall, it was pretty sizable. And it looked like more of the same. Like Arsenal got in front and went, great, we don't have to worry about anything else now. We'll probably win. Yeah, Gyökeres looked a bit... He's going to need time, is what I would say. Unfortunately, Mario, he still won't sign for us. Great Falls in the final third, but they still had the chances. Like, they had chances in that game. But I do like Mbeumo. He looked good. But it does sort of indicate that a lot of the issues from last year are still present. Midfielder and a goalkeeper. Well, they only conceded one. I mean, admittedly, he didn't do great for the goal. But they didn't only concede one goal. At the end of the day, the best, even if he was perfect in that game, the best they were getting was a 0-0 draw outside of that. Cunha, there was that run he made where he picked up the ball. This is what I love about Cunha as a player. When he picks up the ball deeper, when he's not playing as like a number 9, where he's more playing as like a 10, where he can drop in, pick the ball up and run at people from deep. And he picked the ball, I think he went past about 4 of them before he actually got all the way through and had quite a weak shot in the end. But that for me is what Matheus Cunha is all about. And it seems like they just need, obviously Šeško is designed to be that man, the guy that's going to play in front of him. And I wonder if when he can actually play a bit deeper, maybe they'll get more out of him, because I think he's a great player. But that was when I went, yeah, that's him. That's the guy. And Burmo just looks like a really good player. Plays like he was stealing floorballs from B&Q. That's so specific. Oh, I love it. That's perfect. Yeah, I wasn't immensely impressed with him, but in time. Oh, it's Greeter Burst. It's time for us to ask him if he wants to leave again. I mean, he does want to leave. We know that, in fact. Too much work to do. I see what you mean, actually. Like, they're working like crazy to build the attacks up, which means that they're therefore not able to reap the rewards of it because they're not in the position to do it because they're the ones creating everything. I like Dorgu as well. The other problem is, like, what happens when Luke Shaw gets injured? Because I've always liked Luke Shaw as a player, but his injury record is appalling. And surely it's just likely that it will happen again at some point. Martin, oh, is he back? God, I actually totally forgot about him. Okay. Oh, and we've already seen how temperamental he can be. I mean, just look at the sort of weird shit he was getting embroiled in last season, right? DeMarco RZ. Oh, he's absurd money. Why am I even looking at him? I guess we can window shop, right? Okay, we'll get you guys off the bill. Ah, that goalkeeper from Nice went to Inter in the end. Yeah, we were never going to be realistically signing him, are we? What about this guy here? Dominguez. It's always good when you see a right-sided winger / left back. Oh my God! Jesus Christ. Hello, Emilio. Right then. Well, we can't afford him, so there's no point in buying him. But if we can, the problem is, none of you. Like, and where does he even play? Loan to buy, it still wouldn't really work. None of you. Who's he wanted by? Installments. He won't be able to be in our squad. Like, who do we deregister to play him then? That's the problem. He's very good. Also, he'd have to be retrained. And where would he play? Because he'd have to play on the left, and he's not got a left foot. That's the other problem. He can't tackle either. I mean, he is extremely good. It's weird that he could even play left back. I mean, he's more of a left wing back, really, isn't he? It's good of a lad to get him in there. Get him in as a DM, I reckon. Who are the non-EUs? No one that's like, I'm dropping for him. That's the problem. Like, our non-EUs are Shazley, our world-class right back. Velasquez, who looks to be like he's going to be an absolute goat of a centre-back. The other Velasquez, he's the one that's droppable, but also we have no replacement for him either. He is probably the one that is the weakest of the three. Where is the fourth one, actually? Oh, because of... actually, we do have a slot because we do have a space because of Jose Claudio, but we also need to relieve that available for Jose Claudio. So, yeah, we actually do have a space right now, in fairness. Yeah, he's played a lack of games. It's weird. He's also 20. By installments. You can't really do installments on... They want... Yeah, no, that we can't... I mean, we can't loan him now. We might be able to loan him later when they offer him less, but, like... Now that I've, like... He is very good. He has good attributes, but I'm just thinking now, realistically, where would he even be in our squad? No, it's just on the playlist, Hayden. I have that entire Alterbridge album on this playlist. Like, as a right winger, he's behind Nagalo. And... we also have Rezic and Karapici coming through in those exact same spots. So realistically, he'd be needed on the left-hand side. The problem is he doesn't have that left foot and he shoots from distance. I mean, he's got 10 long shots, so it's not too bad. But he also can't tackle or position or mark. So realistically, he's going to be useless here. Inside forward, we don't use inside forwards. When I say where would they fit, I mean where would they fit in our current system, not like in a fantasy system that we don't play, right? Because obviously, yes, he could fit there. But actually, to be fair, he's not even got the left foot for that. He's forward left back. Right, now you're thinking, I'm so sorry, I misjudged you. Suddenly I'm back on board. Imagine if that was possible. He's fun as well, isn't he? Fittest transfer profit for next season. Yeah, 100%, but you still have to be able to buy him in the first place. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to risk that kind of money, which would probably be all of our money, on a guy that we can't guarantee. Look how much difficult we're having selling the guys we want to sell. Which I'm still surprised by, to be honest. Casper Key is still very good. He would certainly be a good signing if we can't get Jose Claudio back. I know that he doesn't have the right PPMs, but I like enough about the rest of him that I'd be willing to work on them if we're not going to get Claudio back, considering he's still only 19. Because he does have exceptional teamwork and work rate. And he's fast too. Stamina out the wazoo. This stuff would need to go, of course. So he's definitely still in the conversation. And resolute, which means if he's got any ceiling, he does. Like, compared to Claudio, I still rather have Claudio, but Claudio would cost us a lot. Which, if we can afford to do, I'm 100% still doing, if we can. Because he's already kind of got a proven track record. Lots and lots of... another quite fun striker. Anyone that's got an Italian auntie or something. Show yourselves. Oh, wait. I haven't sent these guys around again yet, have I? There's only a couple of them, I think. Oh, it's just two Nice guys, to be fair. And him, obviously. Right. Next one on the list is actually Greeter Boost. Let's try it. What? Can't hurt to give it a go. Obviously, he's going to say no, but you never know. Oh, he would be interested in a loan move, but that would be that could be an issue because he wouldn't actually start for us, which means that they'd probably end up recalling him, and that might hurt our relationship and make it harder to sign him. I'm going to bid on him anyway, though. For the memes. Loan to buy. It wouldn't work. He's too young to learn. He's 17. We might be. No, I don't think you can loan him at 17, can you? Also, loan to buy, he'd still have to agree to the contract. But maybe like we could do a... Wait, they're reluctant to allow him to... With a mandatory. No, mandatory won't work. An option might, but a mandatory loan will not work. Because if you do a mandatory, you have to agree the contract with the player now, not after the contract's after the loan's finished. So basically, if he won't sign for us on a permanent now, a loan with a mandatory option won't work either. For the exact same reasons. But if you put like a normal option in there where you can choose, that one can work because you don't have to negotiate that until now. Can't loan him. Yeah, it won't go through till January because he's not old enough. French second nationality, it'll be a while. It's like 7 years. So that we can't rely on it, basically. I think with Greeter Boost, really, we're going to have to wait till November, which means we sign him in January. I think at 18, he'll probably talk to us. But I don't see him signing for us any time before that. Christ, all these guys are so good, but all of them are non-EU. And probably aren't like... If one of these guys was like 4-star, 5-star, then I'd be interested. But realistically, like, they're good, but they're not better than the player we have.
It's good you came in summer. In winter, it can get...
He's okay, actually, but he's actually not got better passing. So anyway, we have managed to sell Ualabi, but we're trying to sell Bauer right now, and it's going... The deal is there. He just needs to accept it, basically. Victor and Shaki, thank you very much for the follows, guys. Racing Club has done a very good job lately. I think... Yeah, that year they must have had an absolute goated intake. Mahop. Spanish Villa, we do, yes, but unfortunately you can't guarantee the player is going to go there on trial. On loan. We actually tried this last year, but he's rejected our ability to send him back there. A winter version. Sadly not. Antwerp guy. Under a bid from... Does have a left foot. Can't tackle. It's for another affiliate. Having a second Spanish affiliate. Probably the issue isn't so much that it's the same club. The issue is just that they grow at the club and then they don't want to go back. We could ask for another affiliate, but it's probably not going to make any difference. Like, we'll just have a second club that we can't send players to. And I'd rather use that, honestly, to get fun youth intake nationalities. He's a profit guy, very minimum. Depends on his wages. Fucking hell, okay. Yeah, no. I was expecting to be like, if he wants like 3 or 4K a week or whatever, I'm not giving him 20 grand a week. Jesus. I guess it's because he's got foreign youngsters. Oh yeah, that one I can definitely do because that's the fun one anyway. I think it's because of the other clubs that are interested in him, so they're willing to pay way more than us. So it's bumped it up. Switch to new equal or slightly better every 2 seasons. Well, to be fair, you can climb the ladder as quickly or as slowly as you want because you get to choose which job interviews you actually do. So you don't have to choose like the most highly ranked club each time. One of the things we've done in this save is I've chosen clubs a lot. Like there's often, whenever we've done job hunt streams, there's been pressure from chat occasionally, not usually the people that are present all the time, but like people that come in for those streams to sort of just take the best thing available. But I feel like I'd rather take the more fun option, you know? And that's what we've tried to do. That's why we waited around an entire season just to see if we could get that job at Tenerife. And I think that worked out quite nicely, other than the part where we left the club. But it's neither here nor there. Okay. We could try that one, actually, though, to be fair. We'll ask the board for another affiliate. Just for funsies. Have to use the hands of wavy 90s hair. Thank you, friend. Old Matt is dead and gone. Or the 35 pounds of him that exist or no longer exist. Let's see. I love that they no longer care about us using the youngsters anymore. We'll have an affiliate. Took the best team, you'd be... Yeah, no, if I took the best team at every opportunity... Well, I'd be at Barcelona right now, for example. Saying there were no other rules, you know. Obviously, I can't take Barcelona. It is that one, isn't it? They might say no initially. Yeah, I thought they might. But usually if you badger them incessantly, they do... Never mind. Okay, it didn't work. Yeah, my haircut, absolutely not. I like my hair as it is. It's growing out to the way that I like it. Help with experience. Teams expect to be near the top promotion. I guess so, yeah. I think it's just because everyone plays the game differently, right? So you'll have different requirements. For me, it's about, does this story interest me enough that I feel like it's going to be something that we can do for a few seasons and like have a connection to, I guess. Oh, you mean the United strand? His hair is just only out. Like, it's fantastic. £125 loss. Fuck yes. That's so sick. That's actually one of the things I noticed too. It was the ability, like when running up and down stairs and stuff, you just realize how your body just sort of like, you're more springy. Even though you're no more muscular down below, there's just less weight being shifted, right? Continetics, but yeah, I can see that logic to it. I guess it's just because obviously when I'm picking teams, it's because I'm not just picking them for my own personal interest. I'm also just like, what do I think would be a fun piece of content for the next few years, right? So with Tenerife, it wrote itself because of the... That's why I was fighting so hard for that. Oh my god, what? Because I thought that it would be fun taking over Tenerife. Yeah, so head of youth development. I don't know why he's getting involved. Significant attribute. Step back in... Lack of ambition. What the hell's happened to Søren Schubert? He's now light-hearted and unflappable. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Although, it would... Oh, come on, somebody bid on Søren. Anybody. Thing is, he's got even less reason to want to leave now because he's got no ambition. You don't see that one very often. To be fair to the game, we do tend to get the more positive one more frequently. Who are you wanted by? More loans. I don't think our Italians are quite cooked yet. It seems that our Italians are going to need at least another... Our garlic bread is going to need another season in the oven, I think. Got right to a local girl. Yeah, he wants to stick around now. Don't blame him. That's the other thing. It's because... I was saying this to Pog. She was just like, oh, I've lost X amount of weight and I don't feel that... It's like, it's not as much as you. And I'm like, yes, but you don't weigh as much as I did. Therefore, of Pog, for example, her losing £5 is a much higher percentage of her overall body weight gone than if I'd lost £5. And that's what I was trying to say. You know? Pog looks fucking great. I mean, she always does. She's beautiful. But, like, she just needs to understand it. It is the percentage, exactly, yeah. Tucci's, good God, he's worth a fortune. Please tell me someone with an actual budget's interested. He would be the perfect sale. Shame though, actually, because I do quite like him, but imagine if we could actually sell him. Even better next to me. Oh, thank you. It is nice to just feel like slightly better about yourself in general. The song I just requested, what was the song? Hang on, what did it say? Hang on, let me check the thingy. Sorry, I haven't got my headphones on at the moment. Hyper. It fully does. Holy shit, everybody wants it. Ooh, Chelsea. Left side cover. He can tackle a bit, actually. The problem is he's not got a left foot. Well, he does a little bit. He's definitely earned a spot in the senior squad for this season, for sure. If nothing else. Because then that would mean we'd have Stoyan and Ruggeri, for the time being at least, in left-back coveriness. I'm struggling. It's fine, Hayden. Hey, you'll like this. This will make you feel better, I promise, and you'll feel not weird about whatever you're about to type. Pog said yesterday that a drunk homeless man came up to her and said that she was disgustingly beautiful, and then just walked on with his day. And I was just like, take the win. That's like just being in a video game and getting like free double XP for an hour. Why not? Richmond fucking so. Oh Jesus! Luckily, I didn't get to watch it, Andrew, because it was a Saturday night race and I was obviously asleep. But yeah. In the senior squad out the door, pretty much. Yeah. Once a player reaches about 19, I'm like, are you going to have a future here? If not, whatever the French for terroir is, you know. Speaking of hello, Real Madrid in for Nagalo. So the Lemons want champion. Actually, what about champion? Can I sell champion? Potentially. Now that would be fun. Nobody actually wants him that has any. Oh, Nice. It's fine. Nice can definitely afford him. Don't worry. They're not in 200 mil of debt. Nagalo for Real Madrid. Now then, we discussed this earlier on stream because this is the sort of thing that could be very helpful for us. If we actually did get a big bid of like 82 million for Nagalo, as much as last stream I said I wouldn't accept it, I actually think this is one of the few times where maybe it would behoove us to, because we do have two guys waiting in the wings that maybe aren't ready yet, but they could do a season with them both going there. It would definitely weaken us initially, but the amount of money we could reinvest, I actually think we could get there. We definitely couldn't replace him, so we would be worse initially. But it might be enough to like, and the Mr. Mexico guy, and we have Nikolic as well. It probably wouldn't like hinder us as much as other positions, for example. I feel like if we lost Barnetche, problems. Shasley, problems. Is that where every single time? Hayden, I say this to myself every day. I do not understand why she's with me. I must be secretly, obviously, not publicly, the funniest man in the world. Because there's no other reason. Make you stronger overall. Yeah. You know, I normally hate that kind of, because sometimes what will happen is we'll, you know, I've got to help out the AFs, Paul. We've got to help out the Yorkshire boys. What will often happen is we'll get like a big bid for one of the starting 11. And there's always someone, usually it's a first time chatter, but you never know. Oh God, all of my chat windows went funny again there. That will be like, hey, you should sell him because he's worth loads of money. And it's like, cool, but unless you can replace them, it usually isn't beneficial.